I need some mean toys.
I got something new here you're gonna love. It'll make you the baddest boy on the block. Guaranteed.
3, 2, 1, go.
It's March, and this podcast just turned 9 years old. 9 years old, mister. This is Double Team Spoiled.
Nice. I didn't know.
Older than that boy.
I'm sorry.
It's 9 years this month. Can you believe that?
What, to the day almost? 2 days
March
off?
16th, I thought, was our first episode release.
That's tomorrow.
Of 2016.
And
Yeah.
Corey flew out here just to get double teamed.
Just to get double teamed.
On our 9th birthday.
On our 9th birthday.
Wow.
I mean, we're older than that boy who was he Asian? What was he?
The who?
The boy, Stavros' boy.
Oh.
He was innocent, is what he was.
I don't think he was innocent. He had to know what Dad was
He was
doing
a
behind
drug
the
runner.
scenes. He may have been a piece of shit.
What was he doing?
We don't know. Like, he was in, like, what boy just randomly goes to Antwerp? I mean, he was in on the business. He had to know. He knew the risk, John.
Yeah.
He was the mastermind.
He was the operations assistant. He was in training.
Exactly.
He advocated for child labor,
He was cracking the whip.
knowing he wouldn't have to work
Been
because his
working for
dad
years
is
by that
savage.
point.
I kind of want to bring this up as a first question, unless you guys have something different. My first question to you guys, and we'll go from, let's see here, we'll start with Mikey and work our way around, then go to Pappy, then Brett. What's the wildest thing you've ever seen at an amusement park?
At an amusement park. Trying to think. It's been a while since Mikey recording out of, what is this, Goshen? Goshen, Indiana?
Yeah, have we talked about
Yeah, we're
at
live.
one?
We're
Not at one
all
table.
together.
all together
We're all
in one
together.
room.
This is amazing.
3 tables combined. into
Shoved
one.
together.
Yeah. That's a tough one. It's been a while since I've been to an amusement park. I'm going to have to say, the Elkhart County 4-H Fair. I've seen plenty of rides get stuck, and a lot of people be perilously stuck up in the air for a decent amount of time at the Elkhart County Fair, because you only get the best carnies working the Elkhart County Fair.
They have the most meth out of anybody that's putting up fair rides in this country. Like, you really want to see, like, sped up, jacked guys go to the Elkhart County Fair, watch those things be assembled.
Those rides are never maintained, and OSHA isn't exactly present at this thing, so you get a lot of malfunctions at the Elkhart County
A little
Fair.
bit.
Could you guys sing the Elkhart County Fair theme?
Do they have a jingle?
Come to the Elkhart County
4-H Fair.
Pappy next most counterclockwise from Mikey. I was one of those jacked up meth heads that assembled a ride. I wasn't on meth and I was very not strong.
Pappy got put into forced labor when he was in college.
But yeah, I came back from studying abroad and I couldn't get like an internship and I couldn't even get a summer job because I came back late. So I did temp labor and I was like doing all kinds of weird, crazy side jobs. And at the St. Joe County 4-H Fair, I hammered in the pins that held the Ferris wheel carriages in place to the Ferris wheel. Like, I was physically swinging the hammer. The greasiest man, the slipperiest man you know.
On an earlier pod, we all voted you most likely to die in a fight or something.
Yeah, I remember that.
So they're not sending their best.
So just keep that in mind the next time you're having fun with your family at the fair. Rogue robbers might be the least of your concern. But yeah, Pappy.
This is Brett. So I'm really I have a phobia of heights. For some reason, roller coasters never really bothered me that much because there's something under you. No, it's not a very
The ground.
No, but like you're sitting on something. I don't know. It's hard to explain. But the last time I was at Cedar Point, I went in the power tower, which I don't know how I ever did. I did it a couple times.
That one's scary.
Yeah.
And we were next in line. We had already waited like an hour and a half. And the people in front of us, they got stuck up in the air for like an hour and a half.
Oh.
And we just waited and went on the ride when it got down. But like, I think all the time about what, I mean, I would have had full on, I would have been dangerous up there. I would have been like clawing people's eyes. I mean, I would have had a panic attack. So I'm really grateful that we didn't get on that, but I've never been back to that ride and I never will again. It's a good one though, but no.
Describe the ride for those of
Oh, a power tower. So you sit, it's like a big thing in the middle, and then there's seats that go all the way around, and they raise you up in the air. I don't know, 150 feet, 100 feet, I don't know, and you sit up there for a while, and you're just waiting, and it's like the bottom drops out, and you just fall down.
The anticipation is the worst part of the power
It is the worst
tower.
part for sure.
Just waiting for that bottom to drop.
And I said there is stuff under you, but it's a very, very seems like a really thin piece of metal that you're sitting on.
Your legs are dangling.
Your legs are dangling.
Yes.
You're in there. Trust me, you feel like you're in there good, or else I would never got back on the second time. But and then you go back up, and then you come back down again, and you kind of teeter a little bit, then you start to come down. So and there's also one next to it, and which I've never been on, which
Shoots up.
which I've heard is crazy because you just
It's
feel
the
like
fun
you're gonna
one.
feels like you're gonna just fly out.
Yeah, it's the fun
It's
one.
not as scary. The scariest power tower is that 3 seconds where you're just clinked in at the top.
Yeah, that's
waiting.
it's like the entity.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever been to Cedar Point, Corey?
No, one
I know you're a
day.
Disney guy, but it's
Like that song.
It takes an eternity to get up there, and then you sit up there for eternity. It's not fun.
It's America's rock and roller
That one
coast.
song, I've seen better days, and the bottom drops up.
and that's
Some
Citizen
90s.
King.
There we go.
I thought you were going to sing the Cedar Point song.
I've seen better days.
No, if there is.
Is there a Cedar
Many
Point song?
plays.
Yeah, you guys don't know the
Cedar
Cedar Point? This place has got it all, got it all.
Oh man.
Cedar Point.
I don't know.
No, it's something about America's rock and roller coast. I'm sure of it. If they have a song.
I've heard this song.
I just
You've
know
never
the
been there,
Six
but you've
Flags.
heard the song?
I have connections to Cedar Point.
I hate that one so much.
Oh, he knows the Six Flags one. We might as well just go.
Yeah.
And
you
then
can
we'll do
play
Busch
it. Man, you
Gardens.
can't sing it. You
We
just
can't play
it.
We can't play anything.
Why can't we play
It's
that?
a
not
jingle.
You know that
editing
dun
this
dun
pod.
dun 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 dun
Oh,
dun dun.
yeah.
I hate that song
It's like
so
an
much.
SNL skit. Oh, and the guy with the glasses, right?
He's got a bald hat and monocle and everything. It's a lot.
There's another This is Josh from Goshen. There's another amusement park in Indiana called.
Adventureland.
Holiday World?
No, the
Hollywood World.
there's more than corn in Indiana.
At Indiana. Oh,
Indiana Beach.
I could not jump into that one.
As long as you got to the part. Craziest thing in an amusement park. I don't know. Just like living in a place like Indiana and having a huge county fair, there's just like a lot of straggly things that you see. I think like what you're getting at. One thing that I think is underrated is the sexuality that would be on like the art of these dinky rides.
Oh, big tittied women?
Big boobs. There was one that especially struck me where there was like an outhouse for men that was just like crude looking with like stinky poop, and then there's an outhouse for women, and a hobo looking man was on the top roof drilling in a hole and looking down in there.
That's gross.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that. And as a young kid, especially all the big boobs, I would remember or something. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Mikey taught us what gooning meant earlier today.
Mikey showed
Everybody knew what Goonie meant. We had to teach Brett. Brett didn't know.
I heard different definitions, and I just like, it's been like the word of 2025, I feel like. And I
It's like
wanted
how
to know-
Webster has a word of the year.
They
This
said
year's
it like
word
9
is
different
Goonie.
times. And I'm like, okay, just tell me. And it wasn't as creative as you'd think.
See, I thought you were going to say like the sexuality. I feel like in every amusement park I've ever been in, I'm behind a dude sticking his thumb up his girlfriend's ass.
Oh,
my
dude, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Every fucking ride I've ever been at.
It is a place for like horny teens to make out at. for
Also,
sure.
the dead of summer, so it's 112 degrees. And there's people, I mean, the girls aren't wearing any clothes. The guys are still wearing, long Cena jeans, jean shorts.
Everyone's
Still
gooning.
got
The smell of
Jinkos.
manure is in the air.
Oh, yeah.
It's just everybody's
Manure and
riled up.
Before we get to Kylo, there's also that UFO ride that millennials remember where you just stick on the
Spin.
wall.
Gravitron.
If you got on the inside,
And your organs are internally crushed?
because you got crushed by the other person.
No seatbelts, no nothing, just gravity throwing you against the wall
The
and
spongy
giving you a
wall.
ride.
And the most alpha meth head of the park in the middle, controlling the whole thing.
You think this is fast, motherfucker? Josh from Goshen.
All right. This is Corey, Kylo Ren memes, live and in the flesh with the spoilers, boys. We're in Pappy's living room right now. We're all together. This is very exciting. I do like to go to a lot of amusement parks, but I don't run into a lot of crazy stuff because I tend to go to the nicer ones. There's like different tiers of amusement parks. There's like Disney and Universal Studios, and maybe Knott's is kind of up there. And then there's like everything
What
else.
was that one?
Knott's Berry Farm is a SoCal amusement park. It's pretty cool.
In Napa Valley
No.
while sipping wine.
It's right by Disneyland. So
Okay.
when people go down there for vacation, they get to hit both.
Okay.
But there's also a lot of Six Flags throughout the country. There's one where I live, but there's Busch Gardens, which are, I had my first experience with one and I will never go back.
Are you descending the ladder right now in quality? Is that what you're
Yeah,
doing?
I've never been to Cedar Point. That's pretty cool. It's pretty good. They got best rides.
I believe Cedar Point is good, but the best rides are in terms of roller coasters, Six Flags, Magic Mountain in Southern California. It has like 8 world record roller coasters or something like that. But one of the things I remember from when I was a kid, I went on the Batman ride, which is like themed off of the Tim Burton Batman movies.
It's like the Raptor for our Cedar Point friends.
Yeah, it's your feet hang.
Superman's Mantis, right?
Collecting probably an upside down in there.
Over, like a harness type style.
Batman's pretty fun, and it's very fast, and you get off and you always feel very dizzy right afterwards because it has a ton of loops. So I got off that ride with my dad, and we were walking down the runway, kind of just like walking down the path that takes you back to the amusement park. And my dad felt something like hit him on the back of the leg, like it was like something like splashed on him. And then he checked, and there was puke on the back of his pants. And behind us was this guy, this Hispanic guy, just like walking. He didn't like lean over a railing or anything. He's just walking casual as you like, puking while he's walking. Just like, just trotting down the fucking runway, puking in front of whoever's in front of him. So my the back of his pants got puked on. That was pretty nasty. Yeah, that's what I got. Wait, is this the grossest amusement park story?
Craziest or just a fun story.
Crazy.
You just oh my gosh, you just brought back a core memory for me.
Let's hear it.
I was in second grade at Oxbow, and all of us just came in from recess, and the teacher did a count of everyone. She's like, "Where's Michelle?" And everyone was like, "I don't know. She was with us earlier." And someone was like, "She looked a little sick out in the playground." So the teacher went over to the window and like whoosh the blinds over. And it was like a movie where she was framed in the middle of the window and she was walking all stumbly and she'd bend over and just puke on the pavement. And we're all just like, oh, like all 25 of us just like, oh, Michelle.
God.
What a champ.
I'm so sorry, Michelle. I'm not going to say your last name.
This wasn't at an amusement park though, right?
No, it's just a core memory that I haven't accessed in a long time.
Damn. She's probably like, no one will remember that,
When you stay up at night being like, I was awkward in second grade, but hopefully no one remembered that.
They remember.
Sorry, Stevie.
No.
Do you remember Double Team, Stevie? You saw it as a kid, right?
It's fading fast.
The movie Double Team, I saw it as a kid, but seeing it now, I'm forgetting a lot. Let's see here. This is TV recording from Pappy's living room. It's all very exciting. We're all here. Let's see here. Mine's actually kind of a sad story, but it's one of those things that I think about like once a week. It's burned into my brain. God, I'll never forget it. Like, those people, like those chain smokers that are skinny, but they have like weird skinny muscle, but they're also super veiny.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird. So
Amish.
I was at Disney World. This is probably when I was like 11, 12 years old. So right around after 9/11, maybe a year after 9/11. And I'll never forget, I was waiting in line to get like lemonade or water because it was like 105 degrees out that day on the Florida pavement. And it looked like a grandma and her 2 grandchildren. And this little boy was like screaming that he wanted like a lemonade. And she's like, no, you're just gonna get a water. And he was like screaming that he wanted a lemonade. And she turned around and slapped him so hard in the face.
Oh,
No.
That I just like didn't know to like if I should like say something or walk away or
call the cops
or cry with the boy or because he immediately like started crying and I was like, this is really sad. This is something I'd never forgotten. Like we're in Disney World and this boy is just burning up.
You slapped the happiness right out of his ass.
She slapped 5 years off his life. I mean, it was like head snap back.
Mickey comes over with his hands on his head, like, oh my God.
Just like do like the paws on the face, like, oh no, like it was
Gorsh.
Yeah, it was just awkward. And I'm just like,
oh, Minnie calls CPR.
we don't do that here. Like it's just one of those things I've just never forgotten.
Teach that.
Yeah, I just never forgotten. I'm like, I have the image of that boy getting the shit slapped out of him. Like I think about it once a week, once every week. I'm just like, damn,
Jeez.
it's just burned into my brain.
So what's your lesson as a parent from that?
that the kid didn't
First
do it
off,
again.
don't hit your kids.
Never send them with grandma or something.
Or
Grandma should just bought him the lemonade.
I feel like grandma was in that kind of mood that if someone stepped in, she would have started hitting more people. It just would have gotten out of hand.
It's like that video of the guy slapping everyone who comes at him. Every child and every cop and every person in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it was just, that was a really awkward day at Disney World. I was like, good God. But you guys ready to get into this experience?
That's more drama than this
I'm
movie
with Mike.
provides.
I'm forgetting.
So let's
and then the iPad turned off. So
The iPad turned. Yeah, the iPad didn't want to show it. The iPad was like, he's not here. We can turn this
I've
off.
seen enough.
Yeah, we don't want to even like spend royalties on this. So we're doing the 1997, right?
think so.
Jean-Claude Van Damme
Seemed older than that.
vehicle. It seemed older and newer at the same time. 97 vehicle double team starring Van Damme and
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman, the Worm, just coming off The Last Dance, and Mickey Rourke, who I think had ended his boxing career at this point.
One
I
of the
remember
first things you
correctly.
said was, "Is this old face Mickey or
Is
new
this old face or new face
Yeah.
Mickey? Definitely new face Mickey.
You and Brett were having that discussion like right as we were turning on the movie, and I was a little lost. I'm not super
Motorcycle
familiar with
accident.
Mickey's old
No.
and new.
Was it
Mickey,
not?
no.
Angel Heart and watch him in Angel Heart and watch him.
Mickey Rourke
Like
used to
now.
be like the
Very
best looking man, like leading handsome man in Hollywood, like good looking. And then his psycho ass decided he wanted to have a boxing career.
And drugs did a lot.
And drugs and steroids. So with all of this came his face getting the shit beat out of it. Came also, you put in growth hormone to come with steroids as well as drugs, like Brett said.
Look, it's
we
a
need to
completely
say-
different person.
Do we
Yeah,
need
you
to say
can't
Mickey.
recognize it.
Yeah,
like allegedly at some point?
Allegedly,
Don't
all
sue
these
us.
things.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
for sure. I was there. I saw him.
But he used to be like a very, very handsome man. So this is new face Mickey Rourke in this movie.
Okay.
Like Pap said, you don't even recognize who it is.
Yeah, it's
and
Luke Skywalker getting in the
Kind of, yeah.
accident between
Yeah, the car accident between 1 and 2.
Yeah.
yeah, just a little
Actually,
bit.
that would be between 4 and
4 and
5,
5.
you fucking idiot.
Don't mess it up.
Just joking, Brett.
But Pap, who
Right?
directed and
Pulled
wrote
out
this
his gun.
movie?
Dude, I don't know. I just closed it. It was some guy who'd only ever done
Name's
this.
almost like Hawk Tua. It's like it's like Vietnamese.
It's Hark.
Hark Tsui.
Hark Tsui.
Yeah,
Tsui, yeah.
Hawk
And Don Jacoby stuck out to me as a writer.
I would not be surprised if Hawk Tua directed this movie.
So the best way I can describe this movie is not really a movie, but I would call this a collection of scenes.
Hang that after
It's not a movie. It's a collection of scenes where people talk and things happen.
If ever there was a movie that needed exposition, like
Yeah.
Josh and I kept looking, and he'd be like, "What just happened?" It was like they took 7 minutes of a movie out, and they're like, "Good luck trying to figure out what just happened." They skipped all around.
It's like they took an hour out. Like they took more than 7 minutes out of
You
this
got to see
movie.
Jean-Claude, whatever he was doing in the montage.
Yeah.
It's like someone like there was like an edit of this movie, and someone like was like some teenager was like boring, cut it out. Like boring.
We don't need this.
So much talking.
Yeah. So much
Or
talking.
a high-end critic was like, you need to trust your audience more.
Show don't tell.
just-
Show don't tell.
Yeah, don't we like show, don't tell typically?
No,
Movies?
tell. I need to know what the fuck.
More
no, a little
grenades.
bit.
It needs more grenades.
By the way, I mentioned this to them. I don't think everyone was here, but the Chicago Tribune gave this a 75 out of 100.
It's pretty goofy. Like it's, as the name implies, there's a lot of basketball puns.
Time Out, on the other hand, gave it a 30 and said, "This is rubbish, an incoherent, James Bond-ish yarn distinguished only by its formal decadence and the presence of basketball's Dennis Rodman."
Incoherent is a good
If
word.
you were judging movies just on how much glass breaks, this would be a pretty high up.
This is an Oscar winner.
but if
And
it
we're
was
judging by like glass breakage. It's an Oscar.
Die Hard.
Lots of glass, lots of glass.
I mean, this is a wild movie. So, Josh, I'm going to start with you. We get a little bit of Wolf of Wall Street, a little bit of action movie here. Can you explain like what exactly kicks this movie off? Because I don't understand it still.
Yeah.
And I watched the movie with you guys.
All 6 of us in Pappy's house, which is beautiful here in Goshen. And I feel like your neighbors can just clearly see us podcasting.
Yeah, we're just in the living room.
But we were watching the movie in the other room, and Kylo's the only one like being serious, taking notes. And I remember saying, write down the word disjointed for me, like right at the beginning here. And I feel like, yeah, I remember some wide shots of buildings. I remember like these Wall Street dudes partying in a room briefly.
Leo was there.
They're like doing like the chimichanga or something. And then it just like cuts to Jean-Claude Van Damme driving this insane vehicle away from the small army.
It's a Tesla cybercar, isn't it?
It's a Tesla for sure.
It's what started the Iraq War.
It's like, yeah, I don't know. Take it, Pappy. What is this vehicle? I think
don't
after
know.
the movie, when we were revisiting, you actually had the best grasp of like, he was trying to upset a political economy.
Oh, he was trying to install
Destabilize the Middle East.
Named Saddam in Iraq. I don't. This is totally incoherent. I guess is the CIA the organization that Jean-Claude Van Damme works for and doing bad stuff, basically? Because this is like his
That was
last
happening.
What we
right?
do know,
Last job.
Yeah, it's his last one.
what we do know to some degree is that he's some kind of like secret agent. Like Brett used James Bond in a review that he read off, and he's some level of that, right? He's like some high-end, skilled, good at everything. But like his intro action scene isn't really him kicking ass in the way you might expect from a Jean-Claude Van Damme action movie. It's not him shooting a lot of guns, not him doing a lot of karate.
No.
It's him just like driving a truck through other vehicles and like doing jumps.
It's got like a
train
yellow
jump.
submarine truck.
Yeah, the train jump was particularly memorable, where he suddenly gets so much air off the
hits the
littlest
spring.
molehill.
Okay, being here in the Goshen Elkhart area, I think we should hit on that train a little bit
yeah.
because
You might
that
hear one
train
roll by.
was one of the shortest trains
Yeah.
you'll ever see. I've never seen that short of a train here in Elkhart.
It looked 30 feet long.
It also has some of it.
He could have waited half a second.
Yeah,
here
the cops chasing them could have just wait for 10 seconds. But also there's like wooden aspects of it. So his truck gets a tiny bit of air because he pulls back on the steering wheel, I think.
Pops wheelies. Yeah.
And it like breaks through some wooden parts. And I haven't seen wood on a train for a long
Ollie.
time either.
It's a 1990 Panhard VBL.
It's real.
Is the train or the,
Yeah, it's a
the vehicle?
Véhicule blindé de guerre.
At one part, like the
French.
back
That's good
ash
French.
breaks off, and he's like continues on. Like, actually, he dropped weight, so he's like going faster now or something. I don't know. It's a wild.
Is this what
intro.
happens? I don't know.
Was that the mission? Stealing that? It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah,
I think the economy of this little island nation is really destabilized, and so the CIA succeeded in his last mission. This is it. He's retiring, Stevie. One last ride.
3 days to retirement. It's funny. I told Stevie when we were watching this, it's like the movie is like what Mac and Dennis from It's Always Sunny would make as an action movie.
Yes.
Like
That's a perfect description of it. It's like Dennis and Mac wrote this movie. Like, okay.
there would be more sex scenes though, but other than that, pretty much it.
Yeah. Pappy, we get like a 3 years flash forward and Jean-Claude in retirement. What's retire life like for 30 seconds?
he's fingering.
Brady's it.
Yeah, he's in love with his very pregnant wife.
What's retirement like for 30 seconds?
He's fingering his wife in the pool.
Thinking about their baby that's going to be born.
It's weirdly explicit and uncomfortable. He lives in the south of France. He's got a pretty sweet house. I hope nothing ever happens.
Oh, yeah, I hope so.
Swimming pool that he
Looks like it was built in the
fingers his wife
1700s.
in.
Hope nothing
Yeah.
ever happens.
Yeah, it's a good life, man. What more could a man want? He earned it.
Yeah, but who do we get introduced to send us off? Like I said, we got action scene for 7 minutes, 30 seconds of stasis. What sends us back into action again?
Does he get called back in by the CIA?
Yes!
Yeah, someone. This guy is not like a big time
We
player in
get
the
30
plot.
seconds with this
Obviously,
man where
yeah.
he's not shooting a gun.
Yeah, this is the guy who kicked off Desert Storm earlier in the movie. He shows back up. He's like, "We need you for one last job, or else you're going to the colony."
He says, "Face it, Jack. You can't retire until he does."
Yeah.
Talking about the big bad of the movie, Stavros. You know,
Stavros.
The guy
he's
from
back, and
Yeah.
they want him alive. You gotta.
Unfortunately, there's never a line where his wife was like, "I love you so much, but don't you ever worry that Stavros is like still out there?" Wouldn't that be like the best line?
Well,
in the
Josh,
movie?
that would
Wouldn't that have like
that-
explained something?
that would require 30 seconds more of the CIA
Non-action.
not showing up. We literally get this man jumping a truck over a wooden train to, I don't know if it's the phone ringing or what, but him running down in boxers with hair, like shampoo in his hair, fingering his wife. So that's 30 seconds just described. To we need you back. It's like, okay, but we were, as an audience, we never left. We're still here.
It just says 3 years later. I'm like supposed to feel like time has passed somehow.
No time has passed.
You were talking about the pacing of this movie. It's insane. Like this movie is just yanking you in so many different directions until at the end it's just like thrusting you forward. It's like
I felt gooned afterward.
it's like it's like a long gooning session.
This is the goon experience if you ever had one.
The acting between the three in the scene is some of the worst I've ever seen in like a real movie. None of them can act at all. They're all so bad.
She says something about the baby, and Jean-Claude goes, "This is what we want." No, it's like you're now. Like it's like she's newly pregnant. This is
5
now.
months in.
Forget it, Jack. You can't retire until he does. Stevie looked at me and was like, is it your speakers or dude? It's a really bad ADR.
It sounded like he wasn't like no one was like talking to each other. It was just asking questions to air.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe this will land. And you're like, okay, but what's he really asking here? Like what are we? Because I still don't know what's really happening. Besides, you got to go do jobs again, which means what?
No.
Yeah.
And we don't see Stavros in the opening either, so there's no real connection to why. We never know why anybody cares about anything in this movie. It's a fundamental part of Double Team, is not knowing why anybody cares about anything.
Nobody's motivations are clear. The
It's like
teams aren't clear.
Your senses are double teamed. Like in confusion.
But Corey, what's our introduction to our big bad, who is Stavros? New face Mickey Rourke.
Well, we do get to see Mickey Rourke not too long after, but one of the things that we also see before him, I think it's before him, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but is Yaz. Now, Yaz is the other co-star of this movie, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Now, this is late 90s, so like this is 1997. Dennis Rodman's a big deal, but it's just really random to have him in a movie, right? It's like, imagine if like Wayne Gretzky and like Jet Li did a movie together. It's like, but why? Like, there's no reason for it. Nothing calls for it, but that's fine. The scene with Yaz, he's like the tech / like arms guy. Like you go to him to gear up. So we see,
It's a huge mistake.
Like, he's Q?
Okay. We will get into all the basketball analogies later, but he should just be a basketball player. Or some sort of sports star. Like, he shouldn't be a tech guy. He should be a sports star that's, like, on the side, ideal weapons, and that's pretty badass.
Did you not see the basketball parachute invented?
I know. There's, like, those subtle...
We never get to see it.
Because they're not, like, on purpose, they come off as so ludicrous. But I think if they would have just... They could have never done the basketball
He's in the
parachute.
Euro
with a straight
League.
face.
We just don't ever see that.
There's also like, he's
You
very.
blew our load with this basketball parachute. That's like the whole reason I feel like we did this movie.
Yaz is all done as BDSM, isn't it, Corey? There's a lot of leather,
A lot of armored plates in there.
well, yeah, he has this den there in Antwerp, which, there's a lot of what I think are like trans people hanging around. Seems like a lot of sex work. Mikey commented on the underwater strippers, which is something you'd never expect to see.
It awoken something in me. Certainly sexy.
Another place where this movie fails, because have you ever tried to use duct tape in water? Doesn't stick at all.
What were you doing?
Goonin?
Just gooning?
But the big bad of this movie, what's his name? Stavros? That's Mickey Rourke. And we do see him officially at like the amusement park. So our James Bond-like character, whose name's Jack Quinn, that's Jean-Claude Van Damme. Jack Quinn assembles a team, he gears up, and he's ready to ambush Stavros at whatever amusement park they're at. And I think one of the problems here is that like during this scene and other action scenes later, you can't identify which people are like the good guys and the bad guys.
Who's the clown?
The guy on the horse.
There's just like guys shooting other guys. You don't know who's working for Jean-Claude,
The clown
who's
dies.
working for the
The
villain.
construction guys.
When the clown dies, his final little jingle.
There's like, a clown at the amusement park who's like, I don't know if he's in on it or just a victim of the crossfire.
Yeah.
But at this amusement
But
park,
he had a gun, though, didn't he?
No,
The clown didn't have a gun?
I didn't think so.
I think he was just juggling bowling pins. I don't know.
That's sad. That's really sad.
They might have been booby trapped. It's hard to say. But Stavros, I think he's just there to enjoy a nice day at the amusement park.
Is it not an arms deal or anything? It's just a day out with a kid?
I think it was.
He didn't have any guys there as backup?
I don't know. There's
Or were
people.
those his bodyguards?
No, he had protection in a whole prank where there was a fake Stavros, but he gave it away by
That's a good word,
grabbing
prank.
the ice cream with his right hand.
That's a good point.
Stavros is left-handed.
He would never use his right hand ever.
Ever use his right.
Which again is info we don't know because that's never been established in the context
Because
of
we've
the
never
movie.
seen him.
Yeah.
And understand why this is important.
That is a good point. I've definitely grabbed my food with my offhand before.
Many times.
I'm doing it
Stavros
right
would
now.
Am I
never
more
use it.
ambidextrous than I thought? Like, wow. Couldn't receive a hot dog with my left hand.
Yeah, it's not like I don't do nothing with this hand. It's not
been
tied
funny.
behind my
It's
back.
like Bob Dole's
It would have made a better movie if his arm was hanging the entire time and only used that hand he was strong with, and he couldn't use that hand. That'd have made a better movie. Be like, oh,
And because
he
John-
really only is left.
Yeah.
And Jean-Claude fucked that arm up before, which is why he can't use it now.
That could be something. Yeah.
Josh, you're doing work there that they did not do on this production. There's a lot of oversight here
Why was he meeting his kid there? I don't get it.
because he's a father and wants to see his son have fun.
That's the
And
thing.
is Stavros even
They're
the
gonna
bad guy?
rob that
At
fair
a
together.
circus and in the pouring rain at night?
Is Stavros even the bad guy here? He's just going to have a day
No.
with his son. His son got killed. I'd be mad too.
The son emerges from the mom's coat like a Russian nesting doll. He just pops
Yeah,
out.
just a.
Like he was like walking with
weird.
little steps underneath her the whole
I
time.
mean, Stavros isn't even the bad guy here.
Here's where we get the thesis of the movie, though, because you're right. If someone killed my child, it'd be like
Gloves off, let's
my
go.
mission on Earth is now to
Everybody.
kill you by tiger in the Coliseum. Obviously, but the mission statement of the movie
Obviously.
is when Stavros says, "Even though I'm a international terrorist, I want to kill you because you killed my son."
Exactly.
That's essentially like the plot of the movie, I think.
I mean,
6 years old.
6 years old.
Mister.
No, it's just like, it's a wild thought to me that it's like, okay, is JCVD even the good guy in this movie? Because I don't think so.
He's a government man.
He's a government
it's hard
man.
to know.
Boy, though. Someone did.
Someone did.
Got his partner killed.
It's hard to know
And
the
also-
alliance of the colony,
has-
which if they're for good or for evil.
A lot of ins, lots
Yeah.
of outs. Yeah.
There's this whole through line where they're like, we need Stavros alive. We're all just using these darts. And then like gunfire breaks out and they're just killing everybody. There's
Shoot to
no
kill,
dart.
shoot to kill.
yeah.
Did you guys see a single dart?
I didn't hear one. Puke. Didn't hear one.
The guns they were using were not dart guns.
I do think it's important for the audience to remember who haven't seen this movie that all of the later basketball puns we'll discuss are side by side with a 6-year-old child being brutally shot in this amusement
They show him
park.
dead on the ground.
Yeah, and it's serious. It's not a joke at all. It's emotional, quote unquote.
Like, I would be absolutely furious too. The other part too is like, we get introduced to like this A-team assembly, right? Before we're supposed to take Stavros out.
Yes.
And, Jean-Claude
my
Van
dad
Damme asks, who I think you think is going to be an important woman throughout the character. Like, all right, she's it. She's the one. She's going to be like a leading lady here. Can't have that. So what he's like asking her, like, can you shoot, what's he say, the dick off a gnat or something like that? Or a gnat from like 200 yards away. She's like, no, I can shoot the dick off hummingbird. And you're like, okay, I'm still down with it. I'm still good here. And the other part is like,
Ooh, trivia later. I think it's all about dick sizes in the animal kingdom. I was looking at the categories. With
There's a great goof on IMDb about it, but you can go and finish.
but like the weird part is this is like, we have horrible direction in this movie. I'm just going to say this Jacoby guy is a horrible director.
Yeah.
So he's an awful
Talk
director.
to a can't direct.
I mean, he might be an auteur, like making a famously bad movie. This is it. Like, it's one thing if in the framing that his boy is like blocking Stavros's face by like the sniper and being like, I have a little bit of shot, but I can't do it. And Jean-Claude's like, stand down. But we don't get that. We just get clear shots of Stavros, and his boy is in the vicinity of him. If for some odd reason Jean-Claude is such a bad secret agent, he can't like decipher between the two.
But is he a good guy? Is he saying that he doesn't want to kill
I thought that's what it
Stavros?
was. He didn't want to kill him when the kid was there.
Yeah,
There's some similarities in this movie to Face Off.
Yeah.
a little
With
bit.
like the amusement park, the kid getting killed. It came out the same year, actually. It has two
did.
big lead actors, but Face Off is like superior in every single way. Like it's an actual.
It's like the
movie.
two movies being made at the same time thing that Hollywood used to do, which is like Armageddon versus this,
Deep
or like
Impact.
Deep Impact, or like these being made. So this studio is making
Twin
this.
movies.
Yeah, the twin movies going on. You feel like it could be Face Off in this movie, and this is just the bad one.
There's some similarities, like the doves and like the birds in this movie, but yeah. I mean, Face Off is a coherent.
God, they could have
Masterpiece
they could have
compared to
taken John Claude's face and put it on Dennis Rodman's body. That would be
So
amazing.
awesome.
I think that would work. Now we're talking.
And I think what's underrated about this film too, is a lot of animal trainers had to be on set at all times.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of animals in this movie. They're like, we need, this here, birds here, tiger here, whatever. Like, there's just a lot of animals.
There's two
in this
scenes
movie.
with a tiger. The
Beginning and the end, right?
Tiger gets roundhouse kicked to the face by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes.
Well,
That's the
they probably
sentence.
only had the tiger rented out for about 2 days. They had to get
That's
those.
my theory about how this movie came to be, is people having certain times.
All right, move out these roller coasters, move in the bullfighting ring, shoot the Coliseum sequence.
But Brett, after, wife and son get killed and New-Face Mickey Rourke is kind of distraught for 30 seconds. What do we get from there? Because there's great glass. This is what I call the glass section of the movie. There's so much glass that has to be like being broken all at
Are we
once.
already to the baby scene? Is this what this?
I thought it went from the amusement park to the baby.
He pretty
Is it?
much goes right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they're
Disjointed.
so Stavros.
That's a way to describe it.
There's a classic death or something. Stavros pulls the guy's hand through under the glass, and then his whole body comes through the glass, right?
Yeah.
And that's just the beginning of glass breaking. There's a lot more glass breaking.
It's just there.
And he's
Well, then he throws him again through another pane of glass after knocking him out.
yeah. And this happened to be a baby ward right next to
The amusement
Circus.
park.
The amusement
Of course.
park.
Yeah.
and just doesn't it a grenade end up in a baby?
Yeah, Stavros.
Sorry, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, there
very
is.
concerned about his own kid, but whatever baby this is, he doesn't give
Yeah,
a
no, he's
fuck.
fine.
He just tosses a grenade
So
in
he's
there.
just searching for him, and that's how Stavros gets away, right? Because
Do all the other babies die? In the
no, I think they throw the grenade away.
Okay.
I hope not.
They just are all deaf.
Yeah,
They're definitely deaf.
Definitely not
blind.
going to be.
the way grenades explode.
Sign
in this-
language is prominent in this area of the country going forward.
Yeah, grenades do a lot of extra damage in this. I read this on IMDb, and I was also thinking the same thing. A grenade that goes off in a swimming pool is not going to be like a mushroom.
Why are there
cloud of fire.
flames?
Yeah, there wouldn't be
Volcano.
flames at
Yeah.
all. Now, if you were in the water, you'd be dead.
It's a pulse wave. It's not.
Yeah,
Well, I think even if you're in the water, you could survive, just depending on if the metal shredded through you as it.
well, actually,
Your heart would probably explode.
Actually, what they say.
Oh, really?
No,
Because
yeah,
like
the,
it shakes everything.
No, just the way that the
They
energy
did it on
expands.
MythBusters.
Yeah.
People would throw dynamite in the water and then surf, but like the shockwave is deadly. If it goes through, you're dead.
That's what grenades are. It's not the explosion that kills you.
Now-
it's the wave.
Yeah, I mean, like,
It
don't get me
goes
wrong.
through
The
you, it'll
shrapnel
kill
would
you.
f you up
Yeah.
if the shock gets you,
You're dead.
you're dead. Yeah,
That's what grenades are for. They're not explosions. They're shock waves.
I thought they were shrapnel.
I mean, yeah,
That's why they're
They don't
frashed
have
out.
shrapnel
Jack
in
people
them,
up as
but
well.
what kills you is that wave.
Hmm.
That's why, because if he was underwater
If you're in
and
a
there,
car and it
his
blows
heart
up,
would have exploded.
you're not
right
dying
there.
from the fire. You're dying from the shock.
How
Exactly.
do underwater lasers work?
I also
Yeah.
read that. on
That's
here.
a good question.
They said it's impossible to burn something with a laser underwater.
But this movie, though, like getting back to the maternity ward,
sorry, yeah.
I mean, this movie is Glass Hall of Fame because
Oh, yeah.
there's parts where Mickey Rourke sees glass and he pretends it's an enemy. He just breaks it
For no reason.
like for no reason.
Did you not like his new face, maybe?
It's just
So he's like, I
glass
don't
is
see
there.
it.
He's like, and then he has a way of going behind a desk where there's an opening, but instead he jumps through glass again to break it.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild to be like, okay, we get there's a lot of glass here, but it doesn't all have to be broken at once.
It's like when you play GoldenEye. It's like I have to shoot every glass thing you see.
Anything that breaks.
Yeah. You gotta-
This is how he's processing the death.
was
of
the
the child.
famous like dissolving shot in this part?
No.
Was it not? I thought there was a famous dissolving part where
No, because he has a piece of glass by his eye. It dissolves into another shard of glass breaking, and then you go back to him in that same. He's like, no time has passed.
why did we
I
dissolve?
don't know.
We're in the same spot with the same actor. Why did we dissolve?
The effect was accidentally applied to that cut. I think it wasn't supposed to be.
That's a rough cut.
Can we Can I maybe say this is some sneaky good writing? Because if this is a basketball movie where they never show a basketball,
They break the backboard.
yes, you bust the glass. It's one of the most violent things to happen. And
Take it to the wreck.
only like Shaq has done that in our like living memory, right? He's about it.
Famously, it's the Shaq one.
The Daryl Dawkins Chocolate Thunder. He used to break them back in the day. And don't forget, send it in, Jerome.
And there's a couple dudes from Concord that broke glass too when we were there.
Sean Teese.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
Sean Teese broke it.
It broke in like a weird way. Too.
Mhm.
Like at the
Still broke it though. You can break it. You can
heck
break
yes. Absolutely.
It must be a reference to Double
Tees.
Team.
Kylo, you're new to Indiana, but if like it's like mostly everything that hits the rim is like a shot, just a ball hitting the rim. But if you can like break
it.
something on there, legendary status forever. People will remember that
I mean,
longer than they'll remember Michelle up chucking all over the playground.
People don't forget Michelle.
I'm going to share this episode with her on Facebook. First time I'm talking to her in 25 years. Good Lord.
Guy who lives by the Lakers and UCLA, when we're telling him what basketball is.
I was just joking. I know he likes basketball. He likes the
He liked the
Lakers.
2000 Lakers, right? And he said that was your jam.
If there's one sport for you, I'd assume it was basketball.
Hell yeah,
but
absolutely.
also it's for our listeners out there. If you're watching, if you've seen this movie and we're talking about the hospital scene, I mean, after this, just go watch Hard Boiled.
Oh,
And you'll feel better
Mm-hmm.
about life. Like that's an actual hospital wing action movie.
in a maternity ward.
In a maternity ward
Yeah.
that's brilliantly shot,
Flash.
amazing pacing. Like that's an actual movie. This is, like I said, a collection of scenes that we get.
Like I said, I don't know if like the rest of the babies died, but Jean-Claude Van Damme definitely saves one baby for sure.
There's one, but
I think he saves them all.
I don't know.
I like to think he saves them all.
but he can't save himself.
No.
exactly.
Yeah.
Can't do that because his back gets fried from a grenade.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, I guess that's where Josh is.
Was that the shock?
That was the shrapnel.
The
That
shot,
Okay.
was the
yeah.
shrapnel. Good job, Josh.
The shock was contained to the
Shock was
elevator that
contained,
it was thrown
but
in.
the shrapnel got him.
Was the shot contained by like a Coke can or something?
Dude, you know grenades
that would be
kill
smart.
bad guys in movies. I mean,
Only, but also, whoever was like manufacturing grenades at this point made a fortune because there's 800 grenades in this
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
For every bullet, there is a grenade.
I don't know. if
And
I've
there's a
ever seen
lot of
movie with
bullets
more
in this
grenades
movie.
that wasn't like a war movie.
Saving Private Ryan had less grenades in this movie. I mean, there was endless grenades.
Yeah.
It's
That
hard to
lady-
describe how many. Like, and it's not just
The
that.
nurse.
Most people, like, you'll say, like, okay, you know, this guy has a gun, this guy has no gun.
He's got a grenade.
Everyone in this movie has guns and grenades.
Grenades, yeah.
Like, even when
form
they're
of
just
explosive.
fighting, okay, you have a grenade. Oh, shit.
Mickey Rourke's just pulling him out of his trench
Yeah.
coat
Yeah,
willy-nilly.
it's- the 90s were a big part of grenade lore in movies.
like quicksand and grenades. But when I play first person shooter, I'm a grenade dude.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
Same.
about you guys. I will
Yes.
like load up on grenades and just
yeah.
lob them.
I mean, you have to at a
YouTube.
certain point.
Not fun to you. I don't know.
When I used to
I
play,
love plasma
I don't want to get
sticking
too off.
Halo sticky
Like, when I
grenade.
used to play like online
Plasma?
a lot.
Yeah, plasma grenade.
First thing I would do if I was in a small map is throw a grenade and just see where it landed. And if you get those insta kills, it's the best feeling ever.
Plus 100 pops
Yes,
up.
you're just like, oh yes, I got him. You just
Meanwhile,
throw
that
it
dude's
blindly.
breaking his controller.
You just throw it blindly. You're like, oh shit, I got him. Like, it's just funny to see where those things land. But Mikey, when we awake, we arrive in a new movie.
The original movie was called The Colony, but they changed like everything about it.
This makes that's a better movie. So we arrive in a new movie called The Colony. And what's going on here?
This is
Yeah, it almost feels like
It's 5 different movies.
he's gone into the future a little bit. Everything seems a little more
Time cop.
total
now.
yeah, a little more
a time
futuristic
cop.
compared to what we saw previously, but he's now a captive of quote unquote the colony. It's just every secret agent that has ever died in every agency now working together to prevent terrorism. But yet nobody knows who they are. Yet they still work with government agencies around the world.
and every angle is Dutch.
Every angle.
Nobody's just standing straight up in the colony.
A sign of a quality film is a Dutch angle. You know what they say? They say the colony, this is punishment for soft agents. Did Jean-Claude as Jack Quinn, did he go soft somehow, Stevie? He saved a baby?
He saved a
tells him
baby.
about the kid though. He said that's what he got. Saw he was a coward or whatever or soft because
He didn't shoot
him when he
Stavros.
could have.
That kid did die, so they should
Yeah,
not...
but all these other people died because of it, and Stavros got away.
That's what he should have said as his defense. I'm not soft. I killed his wife and child to torture him. I did that shit on purpose.
I wanted everyone else to die too. That's like the least soft thing
Hates
ever.
clowns.
Yeah.
You two, I noticed, liked the cops. Like, that was the one part where I saw you and Pappy getting some excited energy. Like,
You like the what?
when Jean-Claude started, like, trying to manipulate the colony and, like, escape, I feel like you two specifically were like, there's something here. I like this.
I
a
like the
little bit.
tech of the colony too, where they all have to like the fingerprints are a big deal in the colony. Everything is based on biometrics here. That's how you log in. That's how you are active on your computer. You know, Gen Z jiggles their mouse. They just have to like jiggle their handprint.
Yeah,
over
it's
something.
roll call, you know?
There's like a controller guy. Like, what's his name? Goldschlager.
Goldschmidt.
Goldschlager.
Yeah, it's Goldschlager.
Right,
Or Goldschlick.
Gold member.
Yeah.
It's Gold Smythe. It's Paul Freeman, also known as Belloc from Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Ivan Ooze from the Power Rangers movie.
Yeah, Ivan Ooze.
Also named it for Goldslick from Superbad.
Ivan Ooze is like the like he like can read people's body temperature and heartbeat as they're working too. I thought that shit was cool. This is interesting.
I think you and I are similar in this vein, which to me, I like movies that have rules. I'm not saying you have to say every rule in order at the beginning, but
rules.
Yeah.
but
But it's setting
movie
up all
has to
the-
have rules.
And it's setting up all the problems that we'll see Jean-Claude Van Damme train to overcome. Right? Like, this is actually the most coherent part.
Rule number 1: have a script. That
Rule
would
number
help.
1, have a script. Rule
would
number
help.
2, have the guy who wrote the script, if it is bad, not direct it. I mean, there are rules here. This is not Nam. But you're right, Josh. I do like this sequence because it's kind of pretty. It's kind of smooth. I mean, I like the aesthetic look of the colony. It's a dude's club, right? Female agents never existed or went soft or ever survived. It's a dude's club for sure. And I feel like, you know, we get a little bit of high Apple tech here with, you know, the main guy Goldsmith having the Apple, you know, glass on.
And the Apple Watch.
And
Omega Watch.
in the room that they like go through like the stuff that went wrong or going through like here's the footage of the terrorism reminds me of a ride that Disney World used to have called Alien Encounters that Michael Eisner made.
I heard about that.
One of my favorite rides of all time because you always saw 6-year-olds screaming their head offs and having panic attacks.
What do you do? What?
You sit in a room, but you get a harness over you. And the whole point of it is an alien breaks out in the room and like blood like hits you and like fake breathing is on your neck and stuff's running behind your legs. It's like a 4D experience. And Michael Eisner never thought that 6-year-olds would be petrified to no end. And like people would like have to come in with flashlights and let them go. And like, it was honestly one of the greatest rides ever. It was awesome.
I would have loved that.
But yeah, I don't know. And I like the idea of like guardians being like, if you try to break out of here, if you do, your guardian will kill you. Like just trying to keep you in line. I know. I like the rules here.
Who
It's
was
just
the
fun.
guardian? Was it Goldsmith?
Goldsmith, yeah.
Oh,
it's
so he
essentially-
wasn't working with him.
No,
I think he was.
rules are broken again.
I think he would kill him at the end, but he wanted a souvenir first because he was gonna blow him up with a grenade. I don't know.
I thought the souvenir thing was gonna be like The Rock, being like, I'll just say you incinerated. Have a
That's
nice
kind of
life.
what I-
Oh, yeah,
That's kind of what I thought. But why did Yaz give him time to escape with a quarter bomb?
Why would Yaz know about it? Like all these things.
Why didn't Goldsmith just say, "Can I have a shirt and hair for this reason," rather than taking it by force with a gun?
With a gun
Why
pointed
did two
at him.
complete strangers get in a car at the end and drive off together? Why? Didn't Yaz get in the car with Goldsmith?
And also,
Double team
Goldsmith,
too.
like
Didn't-
we get
oh,
this,
God.
we get this part. Even we'll get into training parts here in a little bit. We get this moment. It's really pretty shot. I don't know where this was made or where it was filmed, but Goldsmith and Jean-Claude Van Damme are walking towards like this cliff. Right, the sun is setting. It's actually a really pretty shot. And Goldsmith is like, you know, Stavros was my last. I think about him every day and how I could have killed him, but I didn't. Now I'm here. And he's like, and you were our last hope, and you didn't do it. At the end, Stavros doesn't even know that Goldsmith exists anymore. Goldsmith literally could have killed Stavros and been like, okay, this movie's falling on itself. It makes
against
sense.
the rules,
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
But it makes no sense.
I like that a lot.
Exactly.
It's like he should have been clever enough to like get him in the right spot at the right time.
Exactly. Goldsmith should have been the one that killed him.
Mm.
And the fact that he didn't still bothers me even talking about this movie. But Corey, we get a lot of blood sport type training montages here. Same with like Kickboxer, any Van Damme movie, if you will, we'll have a training montage. what's the whole point of this?
Well, Van Damme is essentially stuck here on the colony, which is like a prison, right? And he's going to break out. He's going to be the one and only agent to ever break out because he knows that the villain, Mickey Rourke, has his wife and kid somehow. So he's going to get out of there. So he has to like get in good shape again because he was all fucked up. He has to have sex with his bathtub. That's an important part of it. He really
Erotic scene.
really gets it on with this.
It wasn't
thing.
his arms lifting that bathtub.
No.
Can you color that out? Because this scene is insane.
It looks like
It
he's
lasts
like
like 2 minutes.
it could easily be because he's so close up with him in the bathtub. It could easily be like him fucking someone, right?
Yeah.
But it
This could be like a
making the
TikTok
faces
edit.
too.
yeah, it could totally be an edit, dude.
It's an edit on TikTok where Kamala Harris is saying, "Do not come, do not come, do not come," and he's like fucking the tub. Pappy showed me that meme. Otherwise, I didn't have an idea it existed.
Well, JCVD also has to learn how to hold his breath for a long time because there's underwater lasers.
How long?
The length of a cigarette.
Yeah.
Brett, how long is that?
It said 5 minutes, and I read on here that you'd be like brain dead. Okay.
No,
Tell that to
people can go
James
5
Cameron.
minutes.
Free divers.
I think they usually like, I guess. He's not a free diver, though.
He's not.
Free tubber.
Okay.
He's a freak tubber.
Before we
is what
get
he
into
is.
this, I didn't notice this. I saw it on here, and it makes me laugh so much how bad the writing is. When you're sneaking up on someone underwater, what's the one way you wouldn't want to go kill somebody? Put a plastic bag over his head.
Yeah,
you
what is
already
that
can't
going
breathe.
to do?
That's what me and Stevie were
You
talking
were like,
about.
he's not breathing.
He's suffocating a man who literally
Suffocating
can't
himself.
breathe.
Literally is
I
suffocating.
understand you can, you can last longer underwater if you're not panicking, and that would make you panic.
But okay,
But it's stupid. Stab him.
he had a knife on him.
Yeah.
Just stab him.
It's cracking me up. The more I think about it, the more that they thought that was going to
what
be
Brett's
great.
describing is so JCVD's like escaping the island. He's underwater, and his scuba guy comes up behind him and puts a plastic bag over his head, which is like something you would see like on land, right? You sneak up behind someone, you put a plastic bag over your head, they tie it up real quick, and you can't breathe. But this happens underwater, which is a meaningless gesture, essentially.
It almost felt like he gave him air.
Yeah,
like
he would
sometimes he
breathe,
has
breathe.
air in it, and he's like giving him a little.
Like Jean-Claude killed the wrong guy.
But going back to that cigarette, first of all, a cigarette that you would just set up and light like
Go
a
a
wick.
lot longer.
Just go
than-
out. Wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus someone like actively smoking it in and out. Like it's a totally different time. But
Not a candle.
what the movie shows us is the first time he lights a cigarette and goes in the tub, he can only stay under there for half a cigarette.
Half a cigarette, bro.
This is soft weak. Jean-Claude. 2 minutes later,
A lot of edging later.
he comes up from the tub and it's all the way down to the butt. He can do it now.
He can hold his breath for the full length of a cigarette. Yeah.
He can breathe underwater now.
Essentially, yeah.
Well,
It's the
hold on.
cigarettes.
Well, we also have no context of why he's doing any of this.
Why is he stretching his... Oh, yeah, I forgot you said he was getting in shape. My bad.
We see a drop from a supply plane or whatever, and I guess we're supposed to infer that like he's timing all of this out somehow without any visual or audio cue that any of this is going on in order to figure out the times of how long it takes to escape and get through the lasers and all that shit. It's like we don't know that he knows about any of this stuff happening outside.
How can he know?
Yeah, he's
So both guys
inside.
didn't
He's
tell
got to
him
have his
anything?
thumb on the computer tower or whatever.
He was just like, no, he didn't tell him.
Couldn't have.
I mean, there's a film here. It's not the one we got, but there is a film here.
What is the supply plane picking up? I know why it would drop stuff, but what does it need to retrieve from the colony?
All the rags from the
Trash?
training sesh.
What?
These guys are gooning nonstop on this island.
The rags are piling up.
rags. Just crusty sheets and crusty rags.
They're building a bridge of rags.
No, which also I said there is a film here, which is when agents don't become reliable or like, have their use for it anymore, the colony will dispose of them. It's not a safe haven. So if Jean-Claude would have discovered this, as well as being like, I need to get back to my wife and son regardless, because I hate that thing where we saw your wife and son. That should not have like propelled him at all.
If this movie took
Jean-Claude should have been fighting regardless.
Yeah.
It's really frustrating.
If this movie took itself seriously, it'd just be grounded in the colony. It would start with the colony, right? Then we would find out later why Jean-Claude is there. We would learn that he killed a kid on accident.
But then we wouldn't know how the Middle East gets destabilized.
We wouldn't know how these dictators have been installed. All right, we need puppet dictators. We need that knowledge.
Yeah, that first scene of this movie is so fucking pointless,
It's
man.
so out of nowhere. It doesn't make any sense.
The idea of the colony is awesome.
Yeah.
It is.
I wish there were a few fewer agents there, and we spent 99 times more time there in this movie. Like
I wish we would have spent an hour there.
There's 100 dudes there, and it's like a Greek bathhouse. They're all just hanging out, swimming, just having a grand old time until a terrorist attack happens, and then they got to go to work.
It's like a good life, but like they have to live with the fact they have to leave everything else behind. It's almost like it almost is like dying. You get to go to heaven, but you have like no contact with real life people.
No fucking.
Only bathtubs from here on out.
Only bathtubs, boys.
What happened with his rival? He has this rival guy who punches him in the face, then he just disappears from the
Well, no, he tries to
that's the
bag
guy
him.
who tries to kill him.
He tries to kill him with the bag.
Yeah.
Wait,
He gets
so his
lasered.
rival gets to be a scuba guy?
Yeah,
He's just scuba.
He works?
He's free scuba.
He's an inmate and also a security guard.
Yeah, he's just free scuba.
I didn't even understand.
He's the scuba
Wait,
guy.
I don't think he was a security guard. I think he was just one of the other inmates that wanted to fuck
He's not
him up.
he's not a guardian.
They trust him to do that?
I don't know.
No, he just was another inmate that saw what he was doing.
Where'd he
and wanted
get
to mess
scuba?
him up. Where did Jean-Claude get all his things?
Holy fuck, that's so confused.
They have scuba on an island surrounded by water.
At
Think
the
about
base of this, there's another person.
The other guy should be able to escape. He has scuba.
All these other.
Why isn't he escaping?
Lasers.
There's so many people at this island, all these former agents, and they're all good old boys, except for reasons that this movie doesn't tell us. One of the agents is super pissed at Jean-Claude.
They fought
It's
in the
like-
past.
They fought in the past, so is he a bad guy and then became an agent? Like no one
Was he
really
a double agent? Why does he get to go to the colony?
Yeah, why is the bad guy at the colony?
Yeah, Mickey Rourke would never be accepted into the colony.
I think
Yeah.
he would. I think
He
they would
turned
welcome him
double
with
agent
open
at some
arms.
point, like
Yeah.
right, like, and then he went soft.
Anyone who goes soft goes to the
So
colony.
there's a whole character arc
If you're
here.
gooning that long, you're gonna go soft
Actually,
at some point.
it says on here that
After
it's
the,
actually
after the surprise.
the colony's for also CIA agents that their cover's been blown. So it doesn't necessarily mean soft, I don't think. But maybe they crossed paths on accident and didn't know they were.
I think he's just another agent that hates Jean-Claude and doesn't want him to escape and tries to stop him. I don't think he's a special guard or has any
Wouldn't it
special
have made more
status.
sense though? That Dennis Rodman.
For that guy, one of my
Wouldn't it
favorite.
made way more sense that Dennis Rodman didn't exist? Yeah. I don't know. Scuba guy is like, let me come with you. And then that's the double team.
That's fun.
Once was foe, but now is bro.
Yeah,
And then
that's not
they're
bad.
highly like highly trained CIA assets. And they're like, we need to take Stavros down because the guy that was in charge of both of them got blown up in a car earlier. And they both had a special connection with
Thank
that guy.
God he was a
This is
terrible
a
actor.
movie, Josh.
That's
this
a
is
real
why
movie.
it's so frustrating.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't get such great lines as airball.
I don't need to test it. I invented it.
But
Oh my god!
also, how amazing is laser death though by the scuba guy? His death by lasers is amazing.
Yeah, because like
It blows up, right?
You guys, I'm sure you guys were watching this thinking like, oh, like the lasers are sensors
Communication.
underwater, right? Like
Yeah.
if you touch the laser,
They're death machines.
no, these lasers will fry your shit.
They de-atomize you and you disintegrate in
I'm
the
guessing
water.
maybe it hit the scuba tank. I don't. Why else would he blow up?
The rest of the ecology in this local area of the ocean is completely demolished. Any
yeah.
coral reefs within a half mile here are decimated. It's really sterile water they're creating here. It's like,
It's a problem, yeah.
yeah.
Wouldn't it have been better if like Jean-Claude Van Damme wasn't told immediately what this was and he was just like, this is a rehab center for agents who are out and about or waiting to go back in the field. Like you'll be back eventually. And then realizing that he was never going to get out and they
Yeah,
could have like
way more sense.
They could have like golf courses like in a small community and like all things an island would have,
Yeah,
right?
but you really couldn't do the thumbprint thing Because then you'd be like, wait, they're trying to murder me with poison
That was one of the
gas?
worst parts of the movie, though.
Right.
Yeah.
I just meant
There's a scene where he wakes
he
up.
needs that to happen, though. Well, I guess.
But that takes up 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Of the 90-minute runtime is him figuring out how to trick the thumbprint.
He has to
what
pull
we're
a
saying.
7. And, yeah.
Colony should be the whole movie, basically.
Yeah.
Is the point here.
Yes. That's a better movie. I think they had more fun filming.
Van Damme
too.
said that he thought there was an excellent script, but there were extensive rewrites, and he thought it became too cartoonish.
That makes a lot of sense.
If Van Damme is saying that, they
Yeah.
really jumped.
Van
Yeah.
Damme does some bullshit. Let's talk.
Would you believe him when he said it was a excellent script?
There's something there. I don't know if it's,
There's definitely cool concepts in the movie. I'm not
the
gonna.
colony's
I
the
love
coolest
that
part.
idea. Your leg is hurt, and we're trying to get you back.
These
You'll
are
be
agents who are
fine.
waiting to go out in the field. We're waiting to
Yeah.
apply them on
6
assignment.
months go by,
Yeah.
8 months, and he
The
slowly
90s
is
movie,
like.
though, you had to have a woman and his kid that he needed to fight for. In the 80s,
That is huge in the 90s, yeah.
Stevie, what if like the first draft of the script was extremely serious, colony focused, but also just happened to have the basketball parachute?
you gotta have the basketball parachute.
That
And it just didn't make any sense with the scuba guy, so they got Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Please, if you don't want to watch this
on.
movie, at least YouTube basketball parachute.
That we don't get to see.
Yeah, no bouncing, ridiculous.
We're not there.
Even Tar Never Dies had
We're
that.
not
Or The
there
World Is
yet.
Not Enough had that. Yeah. But we do escape the colony, and we get some great Uncharted scenes, Mikey. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah. Not only do the supply planes drop off supplies, but they also pick up all the goon rags, like we said. So
A lot of goonery in those.
JCVD hitches a ride on one of those giant cargo things or whatever, and it gets scooped up like in the Dark Knight or whatever. That scene. And yeah, it then turns into Uncharted 3 and got a fight scene as he's climbing up the cargo to
Parachute.
Yeah, he's
To the
got to
plane.
toss him out, but ask if you got a parachute first. Because
Why
this
does he
is a
care
hero. You know? He wouldn't have tossed him.
Josh was loving the close-ups of JCD's face as he's getting blown in the
The wind machine face.
Yeah. And this is, I think we said that you were going to talk about this on the pod, but like what era of Jean-Claude is this? Because this isn't like
End of popularity, right?
It's
Very
not-
tail
This is
end.
falling off. This is tail end falling off, Claude.
from a casual Jean perspective, he just seems a little older and almost maybe some gray in his hair,
Yeah.
Some gray in his hair. Also, like he's
which
going,
made it more funny when he's
I think
getting
this
all
is
blown back.
through the era when he's going through a lot in his personal life, like his like really like nasty divorce he was going through. I mean, doing your body weight of cocaine on set era.
Wait, which
Like,
didn't he have 5 wives? And then the 5th one was the same as the second one or something like that?
there's a lot of cycle there, but not a great era for him, and also a lot of money issues because of all the cocaine.
Also, this is not right after, but pretty soon after The Quest.
Yes.
And The Quest was a huge fucking dramatic production, right? Like
Yes.
it was a shit show. He directed it, but he was like constantly fighting with one of the lead actors. It was Roger Moore, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So like
An actual thespian.
The great Roger Moore.
Yeah.
Is it Sir Roger Moore,
Yes.
actually?
I mean, he like couldn't direct that movie because he would like never show up. He tried to get like the people, they ran out of money, so he was trying to get people to work for free.
Yep.
He's like, you know what, guys, we're out of money, but let's just all
We all
finish the
love
movie
cinema,
for free.
guys. We all love
and they
movies.
were like, "Fuck you, you're like the worst director ever. We're not fucking doing this shit anymore."
Yeah.
So and then that movie wasn't successful, and it was basically a Bloodsport remake. So after that movie fell off, then he starts doing shit like this, and then it's real bad for
Legionnaire.
Jean-Claude.
A lot of sequels.
And doing a lot of fucking drugs. Like I said before, this guy was a legendary drug addict. The amount of cocaine he did was fucking absurd. And apparently he was a huge pain in the ass to work with because of it.
Always.
Yeah.
He was always famous for you never knew what Jean was going to be on set. And he does have bipolar disorder, but also ramp it up with cocaine and you get a nightmare fuel of an individual.
the code of the samurai, whatever he says in his
Yeah.
CBD model.
Yeah.
You get a psychopathic human on set. Corey was saying, it's just not fun for anybody. You get someone who's very vain in this era as well. And if you go through his height was huge, Bloodsport, Cyborg was somewhat big, but they did
Kickboxer,
Kickboxer,
yeah.
Lionheart, Death Warrant, Double Impact, Universal Soldier. And then you kind of get to some other places. Hard Target to me is kind of the last part of okay, I'm kind of still on with this guy. And And then you go to like Time Cop, which was very expensive to make and didn't make a shit ton of money. It was somewhat decent. Then you go to Street Fighter, which not great.
Love it though.
Love Street Fighter. Sudden Death, a movie of mine that I love.
Not great.
Not great.
He literally plays goalie in Game 7.
And then like you go to The Quest, and then it's really starting to fall off. And then you get to, Double Team, which is like, oh shit. Like this dude's just making like bad movies. But he did have like a 5-year run where it's like, this dude was the height of what he was doing.
He's literally on the Super Bowl episode of Friends. I mean,
Yes.
and that was a huge
That was a huge
huge
deal.
thing.
It's like we make fun of it now, but it was a big deal.
What is the hockey one called that we covered?
sudden death.
Sudden Death.
And then a couple years later,
He murders a hockey player.
they're like, hey, let's do a Jean-Claude basketball twist up.
Yeah.
Like,
It's-
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, he does the hockey movie, does the karate movie,
I-
he does the basketball movie.
I read that Wesley Snipes was considered for Yaz. Can you they would have murdered each other.
Wesley probably would have murdered him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice the lighting always seemed kind of weird on Dennis?
I kept thinking the color palette would change to really opposite, like all over the place.
As
Hair color palette? Changed?
No, the colors were, it'd be really dark, really bright, then like really neon. I don't know. Go ahead, Josh.
I think just from a production perspective, if you have like really good, talented artists lighting and shooting this, it could look really cool with someone like Dennis Rodman, who's taller, weird looking, different color hair. But I feel like instead what I saw was a movie that struggled to deal with a lot of these aspects. Like he's black while Jean-Claude is pasty white. So if they're sitting beside each other, like the light looks like it's blasting one of them and hardly hitting the other. And then they're taller. So then that's different. And I just think like they really failed. And it's not like we laughed at Dennis Rodman a lot and also just cringed at Dennis Rodman a lot. But I think the directing was like so bad and just his framing up in the movie. He was set up so poorly in this. And I kind of feel bad for Dennis Rodman.
I thought he was okay the last third of the movie.
Well, you just kind of get
moving around. And
you kind of
doing
get
more
you could just
physical
get
stuff.
used to it. I think it's actually what
I can't believe I missed him say, "I don't play with the bad boys anymore." How did I miss that line? That's awful. But it's also because he played for the bad
Pistons.
boys. Pistons.
Yeah.
Maybe they cut that.
There's
They
a lot of little stuff like that with Dennis Rodman in here, right? I mean, should we talk about some of the
Please.
basketball related
Yes, please.
didn't- He
things?
changed his hair 6 times in this movie.
Yeah.
Did you guys,
Two.
before we move on to what I hope wasn't a little racist segment right
No.
there, did you guys notice that? Like he just seemed like awkward in frame, or am I totally making that up? I don't know.
I
The
mean,
lighting was all over the
What you
place.
do in
Josh.
your love life is you.
Well, the only way to capture both of them in one scene is to have a Dutch angle. In order-
that explains it.
Airball was pretty bad. That was one of the worst ones.
Airball, yeah. The whole offense,
I don't miss twice.
Yeah.
offense wins. Defense wins championships. Offense gets the credit. Then he says the best offense is the best defense is a good offense, which are both things used in sports.
We were spitballing some little one-off.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like Brett actually had better ones than the movie
Yeah.
did.
I can't remember any of them, but
He's like, time out, sir.
yeah, technical foul, flagrant.
Like there were some good ones in there, and this did no one have foresight to be like this would be a dated movie at a certain point?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Like I understand that Hark Tsui or Hark Tsui,
Miss Tua.
Hawk Tua. I mean, he is a very active director. He's directed like 50 movies.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, very active. A lot of Chinese films.
you just didn't have to deal with Dennis Rodman and fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme before. It really derailed
It's-
your
yeah.
I mean,
project.
the egos on set must
Yeah.
have been insane.
Also, the language barriers on set had
Yeah,
to be
sure.
Yeah.
That was
insane.
the
Well,
problem.
I mean, how many actual Americans were like a couple?
Rodman?
A lot of them were.
Rourke, that's about it.
A lot of them were, French and Belgian and
yeah.
Russian and
And then all the stuntmen, I'm sure, were, there's
mean-
Asian henchmen with the toe knife.
You think with this cast and this script, like if you put someone like John Woo in, you think it's a good movie, or is just not
No.
capable?
Not with this script. You can't save it.
Now with this shooting script, at least, which I have a lot of theories on what went sideways with it, but it's like I said, it's a jumbled up mess. But for some odd reason, and because of movie, right, we never get to see a smart movie, which like Jean-Claude Van Damme, I get it. We're not asking him to, be Einstein, but it'd have been cool to see a CIA agent work his way through society undetected. Almost like Bourne, right?
Yeah.
But that would take a smartly written script. And
Yeah, but there is a point when he does have a disguise, but it just looks insane.
Sideshow Bob?
Sideshow Bob.
Yeah, he's disguised as Sideshow
The
Bob.
white Rasta, it looks just awful. I love it so much.
Rasta Cloud?
And it's
Yeah, we
set
go.
up that these like wise guy CIA agents, we get this like one-off scene where these two like insular characters are like, all right, we're here down on the ground and wow, look at all these secret agents. There's Mossad. Look.
Look at this.
What is the British one called?
MI6.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like British, there's the Russians,
And there's horse guy.
there's the Chinese setting up as construction workers, there's the Mongolian horse guy or something.
The Mossad guy is the worst agent of all time. He's looking around. He's got like his hand, like he's got a gun. It's like awful. It's like, that's a terrible
But what
spy.
he misses right in the epicenter
Once again, not an
middle
actor, just on set.
of all of it, in the middle of all of it, is Jean-Claude with his like little
Sideshow Bob?
John Lennon glasses and such.
Yeah, like he's like trying to blend in with like the counterculture punk rock group
Nose
or whatever
ring.
they are.
Of Rome.
The like the goth people and like
Afro.
they
The South
stand
Park
out.
goth characters?
Yeah, exactly. It's just strange to try to like disguise yourself as the people that stand out the most in a crowd.
Exactly.
With Dennis fucking Rodman, the colorful hair.
Yeah, this guy's
Six-
Dressed as
Yeah.
Dick Tracy.
Who was Horse Guy working for? We still don't know.
Oh, my God.
He just started just shooting indiscriminately into the crowd.
They murdered so many innocent
He was a
people.
lone agent. Let's be fair. Dude, no one could possibly
Federales?
know. I don't know.
Federales?
Is that's the Stevie question of the movie, I think.
Who was he working for?
Yeah. Who does number 2 work for? Who does number 2 horseman?
Tell that turd who's boss. Who does that horseman work for? It's the wildest thing I can imagine because 1, he's very angry. 2, he has no speaking lines. 3,
We never see him
shooting
previous.
indiscriminately. He's not a lieutenant for anybody, so we never know.
He's like loyal to Mussolini. He's just
I mean, big Mussolini guy. That's
He's
right.
like an old holdout. or something.
He's been waiting, right? Yeah, honestly, the only thing I could even think of is that the colony has released people on the outside, and he's still working for the colony.
No,
it's so
Dude, that's the only thing I can think of.
stop trying to make the movie
there's
good.
no guard.
Hey, I'm trying to make it coherent.
Didn't
Is everybody there to kill Stavros,
I was
or
gonna
what
say,
are they
didn't
doing?
But didn't he like they lure them there by saying Stavros is going to be there, so all these people that have been looking for him show up? That's why you have Mossad, you have local cops, the Federales.
So they're working for the colony.
That's
There you go.
I got a part 2 for this movie.
they're called the colonizers.
It's like number 2. It's
called John Wick.
Double teamed, and you wake up and all you see is first person. It's kind of blurry, and you're like, "Oh no, you're back in the colony." And then it does a reverse shot, and it's the horse. He's gone soft. He's gone soft.
He's putting his hoof on the
No, he takes the nitrous. He's like,
For a CIA agent, he
there's
walks
like
into
a-
a lot of traps, by the way.
When he escapes, he puts like a horseshoe on an eraser.
yeah, he scrapes off his own horseshoe. He's like, fuck.
Jumps in the water, but he drowns because he's a horse.
This movie's insane.
It's so weird.
Did skip the
This
where it goes back to the
This
house.
is around where the
Pretty funny.
basketball drop happens, by the way.
Yeah.
Do we have anything more to say about that?
Someone has to say
So much.
exactly what it looks like because
Can you be that
First of all,
person?
if you have a
Josh, yeah.
parachute, no, I have something better than a parachute. First of all, I'm not jumping.
yeah, that's the buildup, right, Brett? Is that for some reason, and we kept saying, why are they in a plane and where are they going?
Why can't they land?
Playing with a flamingo painted.
Why
on it.
can't they land?
And
We're not in wartime. Why can't they land?
Jean-Claude keeps saying, "Are you sure this parachute works?" And like, Dennis is like all cagey about it. He's like, "Yeah, man, I made it. I promise, I made it."
Better than a parachute.
Yes,
It's not a parachute. It's a new invention, a new way that
Not a
people
boat.
are going to be jumping out of
I
planes.
still don't get how it works.
so we kept saying, like, I think Stevie suggested, "Is this going to be a wingsuit?" And that'd be
Not
kinda,
Mikey, yeah.
Mikey, and it would be kind of cool to see them like,
Well, you
But
still
as
need
you
a
pointed out, you
or you
have
still
to
need a
land
parachute.
somehow.
yeah. So instead, they're flying down through the air in space, and they come together, and you don't know why. Both their parachutes come off in a half ball, and it's like a white basketball with the exact same lines blue
It's a
around
basketball.
it.
It's a basketball.
Yeah.
All of us just immediately exploded and said, "It's a basketball parachute." That was my favorite part of the movie. We all recognized it as a basketball immediately, and it doesn't slow up in the air.
Not one.
It just lands on the ground, and it doesn't bounce.
It's the worst part. It doesn't
It
bounce.
just
weird.
No, it doesn't land. It shows you go to a quick cut,
Yeah, it's on the ground.
empty grass, and you see them rolling into frame, and you're like, it's not. It didn't land.
What happened?
And
You have to
Jean-Claude is like,
show it.
"Why did you do that?"
Yeah,
And that's the payoff.
that's the big reveal, right? That's the big M. Night Shyamalan twist is the basketball.
This is the
Like someone was satisfied with that
I
edit
know.
of like how it ended and said, we're signing off on this. Like, this is what we got. This is going to be how it works. Just no one question anything.
Was this an American production?
I think so. Yeah.
I find that wild to believe.
Yeah, that seems crazy.
Like it's just
Yeah, it's at the beginning. It was Columbia Pictures.
wild
Columbia,
to believe.
Mandalay, and Film Workshop.
Yeah, Sony made this.
So
Sony, yeah.
this is a wild thought to me that like, say like if this is like a Chinese made film, Korean made film, I could understand like some barriers like what their audience is like or something like that. This is like an American made film, and no one sat back and said, "Fam, I think we need some reshoots, something." No one sat back
Always
and
baffled that people put movies out and they don't notice, but
That's
maybe
a,
they just don't. They're not allowed.
it's
to.
not even negligence at this point. It's almost just like. I would almost call it a crime. Like they should, like someone should have gone to prison for releasing this edit.
This movie is a crime.
Yeah.
that's a joke that belongs in Airplane. You know what I mean? That's a screwball comedy
That's a-
level
way smarter than
joke. Lex to
That's a Zuckerberg joke, though, right?
in a movie where a
Yeah.
kid
Not
dies,
Zuckerberg, just
or a
Zuckerberg.
6-year-old kid is
Zuckerberg, yeah.
murdered. We
Yeah, that's
see
a Zucker
bloody
Brothers
child.
film where you're just like, oh, here comes the big bounce, and they're like rolling in the grass.
Doesn't make any sense. It's
Now that was a double
disjointed.
dribble.
that was a double dribble. Like that would have been amazing.
Talk about traveling.
Yeah.
This is what I call traveling.
what I call podcast.
Someone needs to put air in this ball. Like you'd be like, oh, okay, like we're kind of getting somewhere. There's a little bit of payoff there.
Yeah.
Is that an Ollie G bit?
From that commercial was how do you put the springs in the ball?
Yeah, he's like
How do you put the
Kobe.
springs in the ball?
Him and they did the whole TNT.
he looks at Kobe.
Oh, yeah, Kobe.
They scared each other.
serious as can be. He goes, "Kobe, how many springs are in a basketball?" Kobe's like,
No, it's
just
air.
it's just like air. Well, there's air in this room, ain't it? Why ain't it bouncing around?
And then
It's like cut.
he's like bust, like he looks at him like gotcha.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, Kobe was pissed. I remember that.
I mean, that is to me is like that's like this movie does a lot of things, but nothing good.
Yeah.
Like
That's a good way to put it.
there's other movies where you're like, oh yeah, they do that in that movie, but it's so
We
much
have to
better.
find the humor in this.
How much-
Basically, it's on us.
How much advertising? I know they say like you take the budget and then advertising.
33% or something.
Okay, so this budget was reportedly around 30 million.
What?
Wow.
No
Box office was
fucking way.
48.
What?
In
They lost money,
1997,
They
It
also-
says estimated 30 million.
that's like
well, what we're
That's like
it's a different
$200
time
million.
because what is rentals and what is
True.
like rentals and like actual physical sales were so much different in that.
You kept saying they're shooting this in a Holiday Inn. Why did
Dude, they training montages were in a Ramada Inn somewhere.
Yeah.
We're gonna save a fortune, boys. Like
this was money laundering.
I mean, there's
much
a lot of it has to be
Jean-Claude
drug money
demanding
too.
At that point, probably not a ton. Well, maybe a couple mil.
couple mil move.
So where the rest of it go?
For 30 million, we can't see the basketball hit the ground, bounce.
Like here's what makes me like upset is like it's such a big part of the movie, and you know we're not gonna use parachutes. It's okay. We're literally when they started making this movie, 5 years removed from Point Break, which is like the quintessential, even if not
Parachuting
like
movie?
parachute
Yeah.
movie. It's like they can do stuff where it's like, okay, we can do this, this, and this.
Mhm.
How did no one think to be like, if we're gonna make this a big part of the movie, we should probably like make it look great?
No.
And they just decided, you know what we need to do? Run out the Coliseum.
I don't understand. The tiger was so unnecessary. I know we haven't gotten that far yet, but I guess who knows?
We pretty much have him.
Maybe it was.
It's
They go try. He tries to get his baby in a house. He walks into another trap, and then he goes up against Nurse Ratchet from hell, who
yeah.
throws a grenade at him. No,
Yes.
Who he
the
won't
baby's
shoot-
rigged.
He won't shoot the nurse, the
Yeah,
evil nurse.
even though
'cause-
she's
She's pointing a gun at
looks
him.
like she's
Yeah.
lost her mind.
You're right.
She's got a grenade in her hand.
I mean, she's a
which blows
henchman.
up underwater.
For sure. She's a lieutenant.
She's disguised as a nurse, but it's all a trap. And like, he won't shoot her because she's a lady, I guess.
He doesn't say that, but like, yeah, that's what's implied.
She's shooting at him. I mean, come on.
She's kind of hot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You think
And
that's
then there was an ambush too. I mean, a bunch of other people were there.
I thought it was a dude.
Still kind of hot. I don't know.
hot.
Whatever.
Stevie, you were saying how like there's no setup like lieutenants in this movie, like no henchmen under Mickey Rourke
Nope.
that we know in any way.
Nope.
Like they just appear and then are defeated, right? Like there's a guy that does like kung fu against JCVD. And
The
like,
shoes.
He takes off his shoes, he kicks him at him.
Yeah.
He
And then-
puts
Who
a
throws
in
a
his-
shoe?
Knife in his feet.
Yeah, he's got
Random task before random task. Yeah.
exactly, and he's got a switchblade knife, but he's not holding it with his hand. He's holding
Toes.
it with his toes, and he's like kicking with a knife, which I gotta say is something I don't think I've seen in a movie
I've never
before,
seen that.
cool.
where someone is wielding a knife with their toes. But
Something Jordan would do. He did weird toe stuff.
Brother Jordan,
Brother Jordan. You know that about
He got a
him?
lot of foot cramps.
He's a foot
I remember
guy?
that.
He could like twist his toes.
Big foot guy.
He could like, he could do like this with his feet.
he could like interlock his toes.
Yeah, he would like,
It's weird.
like if you're like in that praying position, he would do that with his toes. Like, he's supposed to be here today, so I'm just going to make fun of that weird ass
He could be here any
motherfucker.
minute.
Barefooted.
still might show up. Pappy's holding out hope.
But yeah, he's trying to go toe to toe with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which would you never go to kicks against
By the way,
Jean-Claude. That's his strength.
worst kicking movie I've ever seen with Jean-Claude Van Damme. There are no Jean-Claude kicks.
I was disappointed.
No
with all the
splits
fighting.
either.
No.
Well, I guess
Kick
he
the
does.
tiger.
The best action was Dennis Rodman in that hallway just
He did.
beating people up.
Kick the tiger.
Sticking the tiger was cool.
But why?
But why?
But why?
The tiger's a lieutenant. He's part of
So I said this here in the movie.
That's what you've been saying. Another lieutenant.
A great bad guy movie doesn't mean the bad guy is the strongest or the smartest or the fastest. A great bad guy movie is a great bad guy who has even better lieutenants.
Yeah.
Who like seem like they're impossible to defeat. That's why I love the raid movies.
Mini
right?
bosses.
The mini bosses. The mini bosses in the
Exactly.
raid movies are amazing.
Shang Tsung ain't shit. Goro is hard.
Goro's the shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And in this movie, these side characters come on screen as if they have some sort of weight or
Right.
backstory or
Like we
anything.
know who this
Oh
is.
shit, they're gonna fight now. And then it's just, oh no, he's just here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
there's what
Yeah.
is it that's missing?
And
Because
here's what's missing is here's what's really missing, and that's why I'm kind of shocked that this director is still working, or whoever edited this movie still has a job.
We don't know that they do.
I hope the editor is in prison.
Seriously.
Like, here's what's the issue: is like it's okay if a movie arrives, late, leaves early, because you can kind of get in the flow there. The issue is we arrive early in every scene, we leave late, but also we have zero middle. It just jumps. There's just like a random scene inserted 100 miles away. Back to it. Oh, he's defeated.
Fights are just glass breaking.
They're just
Random glass
Yeah, there's
breaking
no
everywhere.
actual-
The one thing you can depend on from Jean-Claude Van Damme is like good fight scenes.
Good choreography.
It's awful. I mean, the one with the Chinese guy who's.
but that wasn't even Jean-Claude doing it. That was that random.
which is shocking to me that
Toe knife.
Jean-Claude wouldn't bring out the legs in this movie. It's like,
yes.
he never kicked anybody. It's like he doesn't have any of those famous kicks. You're like, fuck yeah, Jean, get him. It's like, oh, you just
He raises his foot above his head once and
He
get a
probably
shot up
tore
his
muscle
shorts.
lifting his
That's
leg
all
up like
we
that. Probably
see.
couldn't do kicks.
Yeah, that's actually true. They show off his body when he's stretching and then when he's fucking the tub.
like we have Chekhov's gun in this movie, which is showing the legs up high.
Yeah.
We're seeing it.
yes.
Just do
It's
one
just the
kick
gun's
up
never
high.
shot. It's just it's
Kick
kind
the
of
tiger
wild.
out of the air at
Kick
least.
something, not the tiger.
He does an underwater kick too at some point, which
Yeah.
is a joke. Like it doesn't come across as like powerful or good. And
But it knocks the guy out on the bottom and the scuba diver, right?
It's so weird.
It's
that he
not what
kicks
we're
someone
looking for.
underwater.
I can't imagine there's that much force behind it, but I'm not Jean-Claude Van
if a
Damme.
bullet can't kill you underwater, it's like
It's pretty like strange what this movie chooses to spend its time on.
Yeah.
One of them is like just completely out of nowhere. Something you thought might have been set up. Dennis Rodman takes his new ally, Jean-Claude Van Damme, to this like little sanctuary where they have cyberpunk monks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck is happening here? Like,
They all love him. They've all turned, they do fist bumps and they're like,
Bump it.
yeah.
and like they have, and it gets even worse than that because like the cyberpunk monks are like emailing the people at, what is it called? The prison?
The colony.
The colony. And like, it's like, is this a good like exchange of communication? Are they helping each other or are they against each other? Like, you don't really know. And I saw this movie as a little fucking kid, bro. This movie came out in 97. I rented it as soon as it was available, so it was probably 98. And me and my cousin Shane thought this was the coolest fucking movie ever. And we did the little fist bump twist thing. Like, we did that at school, and we thought we were pretty fucking cool for doing it. Like,
The thing about like the cyberpunk monks is that it's a cool idea, but it's not even a fully fledged idea. It's a cool thought. You know what I mean? It's like a cool impulse.
What if
that
these
you
monks
have.
had computers?
Yeah, monks on computers. It's like the idea
no. What if
for
you-
like a sketch.
It's
You
one
could
thing. It's
draw.
like we have some computer guys underground, and some guy on set was like, "What if they were monks?"
no, it's like someone storyboarded it, and they put it in the movie without writing it in a script, you know? It's like, it's like they saw the storyboard and it's like, that looks so cool. Like, that's such a strange thing. Put it in the movie. But it's not in the script. Just put it in the fucking movie.
Wardrobe got lost, in travel, and they're like, "We have some monk robes."
Well, they are in Rome.
When in Rome.
Okay.
They have been gathering all info
Every man
on
is a
Rome.
monk that lives in Rome. I don't know.
I
I
assume.
just love the silence there. They were in Rome. They were, Josh. They were in Rome.
It said 35 million and ended up worldwide making like 66. Like, it bombed in America.
That lost about $30
but
million.
ended up doing okay worldwide.
That lost about 30 mil.
It's a good movie. My book
It's a colossal flop.
doubled his budget.
God.
The
Double
monks
team.
are kind of like a mini example of the colony thing too. Like,
They're thoughts.
that's a different movie. It's like a whole different branch of thoughts,
Yeah.
essentially.
Do you think Chad Stahelski saw this and was just like, there's a better movie here, and I'm gonna write and
Is
direct
that
it?
John Wick guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They are very similar.
I mean, there's just like similar thoughts here that I feel like Chad was like, this would actually be pretty cool and we can shoot it.
I'm glad there's not more basketball in John Wick. I feel like there's just the right amount.
Just the right amount, which just means
none.
zero.
Hey, John Wick can't be on basketball spoilers thread then.
This is going to be on basketball.
It would be kind of funny though if in John Wick 5 we do see a basketball at some point being like, this is where it all started. This is where it all started.
homage.
Double
Yeah.
wrote the book. But
Catch you on the internet, my brothers. That's a line here
I
with
love
the
that one.
monks, by the way. I think Dennis Rodman tells that to one
So
of them.
Catch us on at Gmail at podcastspoilers@gmail.com.
That was smooth.
You can email us a movie request, and you could also ask us how to join our Patreon, and we'll tell you.
That was smooth, my brother.
It wasn't that smooth.
Pound it.
the whole reason we're here though is because I don't mind a save wife, save boy plot. I don't mind that at all. Some of my favorite movies are that.
Yeah.
But I do mind this movie, which is just, are they necessary?
Is what necessary?
Well, the wife gets forgotten about after
Oh.
she gives birth.
Oh yeah,
He's
the wife
not-
is gone.
Yeah. As long as
The boy remains, which is very important. The boy remains.
He's not even that happy to have saved his wife. He's like, "Where is my son?" That's all I care about.
Never see him even holding his boy. There's no shot of that.
Doesn't- Does he?
There's
I
no
don't
shot
think-
of him holding the boy.
There's no shot of him showing affection to the boy.
No
in
sign of that
any way.
whatsoever.
Dennis
Outside of
Rodman's more
physical
fun.
characteristics, tell me something about the wife.
She has a butterfly.
Outside of physical characteristics.
She's blum.
English is her fourth language?
Yeah.
I think audio would
She
be a
does-
physical.
She's an artiste. She makes sculptures.
Yeah.
Oh, big thing in Italy.
You know me.
Big thing
she
in
was
Italy.
banging Stavros.
I have a feeling her art is only bought in the same way that Hunter Biden's art was bought. Pure manipulation of a powerful CIA agent.
Well, yeah, like,
But-
aren't we supposed to kind of think that her art wasn't really bought, but Stavros just lured her to
For
Rome?
sure. Definitely.
Was the woman in on it, or did she think Stavros was like,
Oh yeah,
She was in
Okay.
on it.
She is the Yoko Ono of sculpture, and by that I mean she's very misunderstood
Yeah, exactly.
and a poor soul.
True talent.
You sure?
Yoko Ono's worth
that
$50 million.
Never broke up
Is that where we're
anyone.
going with here?
Brett is so bitter about how much money Yoko has. That's one of my joys in life.
How much money does she have, bro?
At the last I checked, she was net worth of $600 million.
Deserves it.
That hurts.
Courtney Love had a net worth of $150 million, and that's bullcrap. But at least she has talent. Not anymore.
Look up the net worth of the creator of the original Blippi and you'll fall out of your
Blippi?
seat. Mhm.
Limpy?
Yeah, it hurts my soul every time I see it.
The woman is a liar. She's like, Jean-Claude loved these statues. No, he fucking didn't. He thought the swan was a cow.
I ran into your
Yeah.
cow. In fact, there's just language barriers here. It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
God, that was so bad and painful.
Why is she in this movie? Why did they cast
Here's
her?
what I said. Like, here's my thing: is there is a movie here? We just didn't get to see it. It makes more sense if she's an asset of the CIA as well. That makes way more sense than her just being so dumb to be like, you know what? I know I'm pregnant. I'm gonna leave home. Like, I know my husband's gone.
Okay, there was a specific scene
I'm gonna leave.
where she gets a phone call. You guys will have to help fill me in, but her reaction was completely different than the audio and news she was getting. Do you recall like what the flavor of that was?
Yeah, like she gets a call and she's like sobbing. She's like gut wrenching, like she's in pain, right? She is suffering, and the person on the phone is like, "Good news, your art is going to be on a gallery here in Rome. We're going to send you a ticket. We'll have you out here first thing. This is great news." And she's just like,
She never says a word.
no, she's just listening in horror to this great
She sounds
news.
like a ghost the whole time. Ooh.
I can tell you're surprised. We'll send the plane ticket over first thing.
And Stevie's like, "What the fuck was the original?"
What's the original audio? I mean,
What are your Stevie theories here? You keep alluding to what
You lost the baby.
yeah, like,
Well, that's probably where she finds out where Jean-Claude
it
dies.
is.
Your husband
She
is
told
dead.
Her husband is dead.
Because we never
It
see
is
her get
100%.
that information.
But why they went with, what's that home buyers thing that people make millions off of when they get called? You know what I'm talking about? They get flyers in the mail.
Like the publisher.
Publishers Clearinghouse. She got a Publishers Clearinghouse call.
Yeah.
Why?
What a wild save from the editor. They're
Yeah.
like, we can't make this movie. We're going to blow it up because there's no scene of her getting this call to come and receive the sculpture. And he's like, wait
a minute.
a second. I got an idea.
I have an idea.
This is how we get her to
I have a microphone and another woman. Give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes. We'll save this thing in no time.
I can tell you're shocked from this art appointment.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do
I
with
can
your
tell you're
husband. You
shocked
know that.
over the phone. You haven't spoken.
I can tell you're shocked. This is Publishers Clearinghouse. We'll be out there in the morning.
You know your husband is okay, right? Yeah.
Like, that is where she was told, though.
Why didn't they just kidnap her? Why go through all the...
this rigmarole.
Yeah.
lure her in.
It's like he doesn't even know Stavos, dude. It's like,
You don't even know how to pronounce his name. He said Stavros every time.
isn't that his
Just
name?
call him Stavi.
Stavros.
Give him a Stavi.
His
goodbye.
character arc is so deep. It's hard to remember all the aspects of it.
It's vast like an
It
ocean.
is. It's one of the more wild scenes, though, is her like gooning, being like, "My sculptures," and you're just like, "Okay, it's dramatic. It's in the rain. She's crying. She's very pregnant." Like, but,
Where are the basketball puns in this scene? That's what's missing.
that would have been awesome if someone went up to her pregnant belly and made a basketball reference. That would have been awesome.
Well, it sounds like a slam dunk. We'll see you in the morning.
Well, that's nothing but if I've ever heard it. See ya. Like, it is just a chain of scenes put together. Not really a cohesive plot or narrative. Or
Well, now that the father's out of the picture, I guess you're gonna have to go to man defense. Can't play zone.
we don't mean
That's
to
a
give you
good
a full
one.
court press, but we need to know right now. Are you coming or not? It's and also, why didn't Stavros just kidnap her?
Right.
This whole hullabaloo about sculptures in Rome.
He has a tiger. He can make anyone do anything he wants.
He literally set a car outside their chateau with a tape playing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not.
He is a James Bond / Austin Powers villain. He wants to explode her with a tiger and crosses in the Colosseum in Rome.
Yeah.
Like that's it, right? Like he can't.
Why
just,
don't we just shoot him right now?
Yeah, wait.
Let me go get my gun right now. We'll do it together.
Well, literally just shoot.
We'll do
him.
it together.
The movie hasn't made up its mind if he's a James Bond villain or an Austin Powers villain. Somewhere in between, maybe.
Like we got the basketball thing, but we also got the torture.
Why don't we just
Tough
do it
decision.
together? I love that so much. I'll go get my gun and do it together. But we end up in a
Discount Coliseum.
Spanish bullfighting stadium.
Just so clearly not the Coliseum,
So
but
clearly
always
not the
supposed
Coliseum
to be.
because
It's-
they couldn't get rights or anything like that.
It's supposed to be though, right? I mean,
For
the,
sure.
the hallways and like the architecture.
There's like a matte painting of the Coliseum we see from the outside.
Okay, so it is supposed to be like we're supposed to be in our heads that they are in the
They
Coliseum.
had stadium seating.
And
They had steel
This is like a
stadium
Roman
seating
amphitheater, so it could have just been
in
like
this
it's
Coliseum.
an older building.
Are there like fake Coliseums in Rome? There's like the Coliseum. There's like other ones as well.
Discount,
There's the
yeah.
Collie.
There's like
Just the Collie.
that one's pretty run down too. I don't know how run down the Coliseum's pretty run down, isn't it?
It doesn't have steel stadium seating.
Think about it like this way: Rome is Rome, and in Rome, maybe there's like a baseball stadium like Wrigley, and then outside of it, there's South Bend, and you got the South Bend Cubs, right? That's where they shot this movie.
Minor league gladiator.
Yeah,
We're at Wrigley.
and they just said it was Wrigley.
Boys, we'll put some moss on the wall in South Bend. We'll have it out in no time. Like it's just kind of wild to watch. But where I kind of struggle with this movie is one, I can forgive a lot of movie if the boss fight is amazing.
And
I can forgive a lot of movie where you're like, this boss fight though, man, does it shred. This sucks.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of incoherence.
Said Mickey
and-
Rourke went through like a crazy regime to get to martial arts to do that, and what a waste.
Mhm.
Oh, it's-
I mean, he's got jacked, but
He doesn't do anything cool.
They're not exactly fist fighting.
no.
Right.
Imagine being a method actor and then showing up to a set like this.
with Jean-Claude.
I've been an asshole to everyone in my life for half a year.
what a waste. Yeah. Ruin relationships for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, we could at least gotten a line like, I fuck guys like you in prison.
Yes.
That'd have been amazing.
Great line.
We don't even get that.
Always
We-
goes back to that.
Yeah.
It always goes back to the Roadhouse, man. But we don't even get that. And what we get is
Gladiator.
some mines when you're in
Yeah.
the Coliseum.
What's the-
And you have a guy who's famous for
Mines?
his legs in martial arts and a guy who famously was a boxer. And the more I say this, the angrier I get.
Too many
Mines.
producers in the room.
Mines.
We need mines.
Call it a
The
mine.
mines need to have crosses on. Like,
And a tiger.
But the crosses won't be connected to the mines.
And the whole place is going to blow.
They're free moving,
the
boys.
whole place is gonna blow. Why?
Why? Like, why is it gonna blow?
That's something they add to the tension of this finale here. Dennis Rodman says that the whole place is going to blow, and we see nothing that
We see no
establishes.
timer. There's no timer, no wire.
They never like rig explosives. Like he just knows that, and then we believe it later because it has to, right?
it feels like our main bad is under the impression that if like Dennis Rodman steps on a mine, Dennis Rodman will blow up and that's it. He doesn't think that everyone will die, including him, right?
Right.
That's what happens apparently.
So
Should know better.
Mickey Rourke didn't know his own.
Stuff.
Yeah.
He's 3 steps ahead of everyone else throughout the entire movie,
Until
but doesn't know how he rigged.
So a
The
better
mines.
movie before this makes Jean-Claude look at Dennis Rodman and go, "Why do you have this bag of coins?" And he's like, "Leave me alone. I know." He's like, I know what I'm doing." And then through, we get that part where he's like, "I got C4 right here." And you're like, "Oh, okay, it's all the coins." And then we see him around the Coliseum just throwing coins all over the place, being like, "We're gonna blow this shit up."
Yeah.
That's a movie.
He rigs it.
He rigs it. We do
You just
not.
kind of casually see him do that Shawshank thing where he like
Yeah.
lifts his leg,
Lifts
pant
his legs, all the
up.
dirt, but it's just coins. Like, but we don't get that. What we get is it's gonna blow. Why? Why is it gonna blow? There's like 6 mines here.
We need Dennis Rodman to stash a bunch of dynamite underneath the bathtub that Jean-Claude Van Damme lifts up and pay off from earlier.
And I like the Shawshank thing. Yeah. You
He's been
get.
hiding coins all around.
I remember
for
the
years.
first time I saw Yaz. He was a tall drink of water.
Didn't say much to anybody. Kept to himself. He rattled when he walked. No one never knew why. Until now. Like. There's a better movie here, but
What a
Yeah,
mess.
Yaz was here.
yeah, but what we get is no really great boss fight, really no great lieutenant fight. What we get
Mickey
is
Rourke looks great without a shirt on.
Yeah,
we all
Rourke
agree.
looks
His torso
massive.
is
he looks peak
threatening.
physique.
And
From the neck down,
Yeah.
it looks amazing.
his face is all fucked
John
up.
Claude doesn't even
Face
take
is
his shirt off
horrifying.
in that scene. It's crazy to me.
And then we get and plus there's a lot of sweat in this movie, but we
Oh,
never
yeah.
see like Jean-Claude like, no shirt sweat. It's
Dennis
just,
is sweating.
he's just
He's
like
so sweaty.
he's like a guy painting his house in 100-degree weather sweat. You're just like, oh, he's just kind of wearing dingy clothes.
He was a big, thick coat too. I mean, just like
Yeah,
he must have not.
he's going through his eras right now.
Yeah.
And we don't really like see an actual fight. We just see like Dennis Rodman steps on a mine, but he knows because he's an explosives guy now. He's not a gun guy or an inventive guy. He just knows the explosives thing that, hey, I can't move. And Mickey Rourke has to point it out for the audience, which is like, okay, it's kind of lame, but I get it.
He's like, don't move your pivot foot.
But then,
Travel.
yeah, exactly.
You travel one
You have
step.
a triple threat.
No hero walking in American sports. Like, oh, okay. Like, you can do
But
some
he
cool
but he
things.
does lift his foot and get away. How does he do that?
He like undoes it or something. He reaches down and he like disarms it.
What a shitty mind.
Why
Arms
didn't the guy who put them there in the
there not
first
know how to do
place
that? Yeah.
disarm them? He just decides, you know what? Today's, Tiger King Day. I'm going to get mauled.
I'm pissed the tiger died, dude. We were all rooting for the tiger actively.
Yeah.
He took a blocking foul at the end and charged right through it.
So I need you guys' help with this, though. This is like the biggest controversy to me in my mind. It's like, we get outside, Goldschlager's out there along with Dennis Rodman.
Wait, this is more controversial than the Coca-Cola thing.
Yes.
Oh, the Coca-Cola thing though is crazy.
Pat, will you explain the Coca-Cola thing?
They ride.
This is how fire works.
They ride the wave of an explosion off a Coca-Cola
When the whole
machine.
place blows.
Now, granted, they're in the Coliseum, and in a hallway in the Coliseum, there's 10 different Coke machines.
Lined with Coke machines.
And Diet Coke. Don't forget.
Diet Coke and Coke, separate machines, all of them. And it's strong enough to withstand the whole place blowing.
And they look
apparently.
fine afterwards. Oh, it's so sweet if after that they just kick it and two come out and they share them.
It's pretty bad product placement.
Two things. It's ad placement on a different level because it does say like without Coca-Cola they would have died. Like
Yeah.
these machines actually
right.
saved their
This
life.
is like-
Coca-Cola saved my life before.
This is like above and
talk about
beyond
that
product
later.
placement.
Yes, and then the second part is like this is one of the most infamous scenes in movie history that I think you could compare it to. But in Indiana Jones' Crystal Skull,
The lead.
where he survives the nuclear bomb by getting in like a mini fridge or whatever, it's very similar to that.
But just riding a Coke machine in between the explosion, getting forced out of the Coliseum.
Here's one of the best bits of trivia I've ever seen on the site. This was the first movie to use Coca-Cola vending machines as product placement.
Wow.
Also,
Jack, Yaz, and Alex hide behind one during the film's climax.
is that how fire works, though? Would it really just go around you?
I don't want to find out, but I got to think you're getting something.
At some point, it would have to go where air
especially
is.
as long as it
which is-
blew.
Like, I get it if it was just like a torch and it was in one singular direction.
Yeah.
But it's engulfing all
That's what I'm
around
saying.
them
It's
and above.
encompassing.
It would have to find oxygen and go.
Now, our
It-
science people, I've been wrong before. Let us know if we're wrong. I don't.
I'm sure fire doesn't work like this. I may not know how it works, but no.
All I know is
But I know this ain't it,
Yeah.
buddy.
it also, to me, had like a pre-3D scene in it, which is, once like, the fire is through and like the machines are kind of, no longer have like their usefulness. There's a bunch of cans coming at the camera.
Yeah.
And you're just like, that look okay in 3D. Maybe like one of the better scenes.
Whoa.
Yeah, like,
It's not.
oh.
What's a better pop soda scene? This or Maximum Overdrive?
Maximum.
Maximum.
Which is straight murdering people.
Sure,
Yeah,
Max.
Maximum
That's so
Overdrive.
freaking awesome. If I could fix this scene, I would say they should see all the vending machines as they go in and make some snide remark about like these should never be in a place like the Coliseum. And also they should be like it should be like a mellow yellow, like an RC Cola one, like a
Coke's paying
Powerade
the bills.
station.
Yes, the other ones are not as good, not as effective.
blow up.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you can have all of those
Pepsi
burn up
blows
and
up.
just the Coke one. And you could be like, was that random or is it product placement? I don't know, but it makes Coke look good. But instead, it's just pure Coca-Cola
insane.
for like 15 seconds.
Who wrote this and thought it was a good idea? That vending machine saved their life.
The CEO of Coca-Cola.
Oh my god! It's as bad. By the way, if you haven't seen it, it's as bad. It looks as bad as you think it would look.
It looks
The hell
worse.
is-
Worse.
Yeah.
It's bad.
I mean, it's not just that. It's they're holding a baby while doing all this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the baby's
Yeah, dude.
fried.
And like they're carrying, like not even carrying like a baby like in a baby carrier, which they were around
Well,
at
they
this
had the
point. in
baby at
time.
this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, they hit him.
Jean
And all
Claude's
this
holding it in his
cloth.
arm.
This
And like a-
baby is in like stuff that you would put like cornbread in at
Goldsmith
Thanksgiving,
gives
being
it
like,
to 'em.
oh hey, I brought cornbread, but they put a baby inside of it
in a
instead.
basket, a wicker basket.
It's literally in a wicker basket. Like, well, if he was floating in a river, he might float. We'll see.
unharmed.
We get outside. Jean-Claude has yet to still hug his son because he won't be that kind of father. Has yet to be like, me and your mom are going to hold you or anything like that. It's just, I'm going to put my son in the front seat because that's what I'm going to do.
Right, yeah.
And then Goldschlager comes out, and I still don't understand the rules.
A lot of hijinks.
Is he supposed to kill him or let him go? But also, who's Goldschlager's guardian?
Was he the head at that point?
Another writing aspect that you were way ahead of in this movie should have had. Like, okay,
The whole colony should have been empty.
Right.
this colony of ex-agents, if you escape as an agent, not only do you have to get through all these lasers, but another one of these retired agents has to get off his ass and go chase you down. That's your guardian. They show clearly that his guardian is like his number one guy at the colony. What's his name? Goldsmith?
Goldsmith, yeah.
So Goldsmith is like begrudgingly following him the whole movie, tracking him down. And here at the end, he comes up to him with a big smile on his face and points his gun at him. And like, none of us understand what the motivation or
Nope.
like, I don't
It should have been the meme, like with the astronauts going, oh, it was always this, and someone behind him is like, it always has been. It should have been endless, though, with people at the colony, because everyone should have gone.
Yeah.
I think it was trying to feed into what we were talking about earlier, where it's like we don't know who's a lieutenant and who's not, and they just come and go. It's like, oh, is this the final betrayal? But I don't know why he's doing what. Like, he wants hair and a tuft of his shirt.
Yeah, he's like, I need some of your hair in your shirt, and you're thinking like, oh, because he's gonna like use that as evidence of having killed him.
I need water.
But he's really gonna
and
let
land. Like, so random. Why?
He's gonna bring back some hair and be like, I killed him. See, otherwise I wouldn't have
Got his hair, see?
But then it looks like he's going to kill him after. I don't know.
And then Dennis Rodman's like throws a smoke bomb or whatever,
like-
so JCVD can escape. Foiling what? Like, what did he?
What is the foil?
What did he
Pulling
just
the
prevent?
cover up of like saving him, getting him to go free, to get him off the CIA's radar.
And then for doing that,
I gave him-
JCVD or no, Rodman and this guy are now like
Buddies
because like they buddy
They
up.
bonded from this.
Yeah, it's like
They're starting a movie called Overtime.
Oh, that's great, Brett. That's great.
The golden nuggets. Like,
That's great.
You're a real maverick.
man, that's bad. It's just so bad. Like, we're being attentive in this movie, trying to discuss through plot.
We
points
weren't
that
looking at
didn't
our
make
phones.
sense.
Like, we were all watching it.
I know, and
Trying
we
to
just
I was
like,
doing a little
man.
research, but I do that anyway.
Yeah.
what is Goldsmith's like emotional motivation? It's elusive and
Well, his motivation is that he's there at the colony because he couldn't kill Stavros. But like he said, why not just kill him there? He could have snuck up behind him and shot him while the guy was waiting for...
Who does Goldsmith even answer to? Who is he showing this shirt?
I couldn't tell if he was the boss of the colony.
He is the boss. That's what he's.
it
in
feels like
charge.
to get back on the island, he has to go like through a toll ferry and like drop in some hair to like the
Have your
coin
toe.
dispenser. Yeah, drop
Why
a
would the-
toe or something.
Why
like,
would the boss of the colony
Be
in
a
charge-
guardian.
Be a guardian of the newest guy there?
Because of movie.
we wanted to like Goldstein's too. Like,
I couldn't tell if he was a good guy or bad guy. for the whole thing. I
Goldstein?
still don't know.
Goldschlick, Goldschlager, Goldstein, Goldsmith. Who gives a shit?
I feel like we were rooting for him to have like some sort of cool character arc or something that kind of tied things together, and that was
We
very
gave him the
disappointing.
baby at the end. I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then,
So, like,
whatever.
you guys know the movie Beverly Hills Ninja, right?
yeah,
Where
Oh, you're that great.
Was it Robin Shue?
yep.
His name. The great part about Beverly Hills Ninja is that Haru, played by Chris Farley, is not a good ninja, but his brother is there with him the entire time, helping him along the way. So it's kind of funny that way. You're like, okay, he's not a great ninja, but he's succeeding because of his brother. That should have been Goldsmith the entire time.
Who's helping him?
Who's helping him the entire time. We just don't really know it or see it.
Like Pink
This should
Panther?
have been that.
Like, he turned off the lasers just in time.
Yes.
He got him on the boat. He's the one. Yeah. And
You're that
then
big
that
fat
should have
ninja
been
everyone's been talking
Goldsmith's
about.
arc
White
the
ninja.
entire time.
yeah, and
And
the
the
whole
fact that,
time
like,
Jean Claude is like, yeah, it's because I stretched my calf. Or
But really, we don't really ever get that. And it's like, well, okay, but why are you here?
I know.
Just move.
He like
It's like, dude,
he went into his
I
room and he
get it,
smoked
but-
the cigarette
Yeah.
while he was holding his breath.
Make it seem like he could hold.
you did it. I got you.
You know, I hear they take the goon rags on Tuesday at 12 o'clock.
What are in those boxes, Goldsmith? Goon rag duty. Oh,
He's like, there are only enough goon rags. They come every 2 weeks to pick them up. And he's like, get to work.
Specifically at
They need
9.
to start coming once a week.
Specifically at 9:30 in the morning. Not a minute late, not a minute sooner.
He's painting a Coke logo on a lead block in front of leaving it there for him, tiptoeing away.
I mean, that should have been his art, though. And the fact that we don't get any of this, it's like, why are you here? Like, there could have been a line at the colony being like, you're our greatest asset. You know, you've been here for a year, you've been here for 6 months, and you've solved, helped us out more than you'll ever know. He escapes back. I need to go get my asset back. And just trying to keep him out of danger. That's something where you're like, okay, he's doing something actively, but just...
What was the subplot with North Korea blowing up a plane but not really doing it?
The American,
I thought that's where the movie was going to go.
What was all that about?
The Americans wagged the dog.
Whacked a dog?
No, they wagged the dog. They wagged the
He
tail.
was good at the game, right? Not the game, but like he was going to be able to help them.
That's just him showing that he's a good.
I think so, yeah.
Adept to...
Even though he's
Oh,
pretty inept, in my opinion, throughout the whole movie.
what a picture.
Yeah, that's pretty much... Maybe you guys say anything else?
Yeah, I have 2 things that I've been saving.
Who died?
No, I need some preparation time. This makes me really sad. The next movie in which Jean-Claude Van Damme was going to star in after Double Team was an action horror movie, Abominable, which was described as Predator in snow,
cool.
in which his character would have to save a group of people lost to snowy mountains from abominable snowmen.
That sounds
amazing.
But this did so poorly that Universal scrapped it. They did a movie called Abominable in 2006, but apparently it was not related. And then this
The animated movie?
Oh no! That was like way 2010s.
Oh, okay.
This is for Stevie.
Norm of the North.
This is going to make so much sense to you. During filming of Double Team, Jean-Claude Van Damme had been to a screening of John Woo's Hard Boiled. John Woo's film had such an impact on Jean-Claude Van Damme that he demanded mid-production an entire subplot was written into the script so a fight scene could be filmed in a hospital maternity unit involving babies.
Wow.
Whether that's true or not, but I was just like, oh,
Indication.
That's crazy.
Indication. That's all I got.
I mean,
That's pretty wild.
Let's do it, but worse.
And they had to get there in the most complicated fashion.
put him next to an amusement park.
No wonder the maternity ward.
Well, yeah,
hospital
not once,
right
but
next to the
twice.
amusement park.
I guess it's just a hospital in the second scene, not exactly
Babies
a
need to
maternity
sleep.
ward.
You know what? Make him sleep. Roller coasters.
Exactly. Screaming.
and grenades.
God.
Really wish Jean-Claude Van Damme had not turned on the 1996 NBA Finals. It would have been a much better movie. We gotta have
This
basketball in
man.
it.
This man. He's our man.
It's sad that they went to the amusement park on everyone gets a free grenade night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a freak grenade. No, this is a
piece of shit.
one of the worst movies
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen in a long
bad.
time.
So bad. It's like the opposite of the last movie I did. You guys did more, but when we saw Green Knight,
Yeah.
where we all freaking hated it. But by the time we got here and talked through it, most of us said yes.
There's
like,
okay parts of
obviously, it was going to be a no, probably, but like, I don't think we realized how bad this movie was until we talked about it.
Just an
I don't know. It's pretty bad throughout the whole time.
Just a mess.
I'd love to hear where it's at on your spectrum.
Oh,
I mean, you can wait till.
yeah.
You can sleep through that?
The train goes by so often
You
you
don't
don't even
even hear it,
notice. Yeah. Peaceful.
Do you guys have that? You have that in California?
That's Jordan coming here.
Train whistle.
I wonder if you can hear that.
Any minute now. Told you.
Oh yeah, you can hear.
That's him coming.
I lived at a place when it was hot and the window was open.
Do you guys have any final thoughts or do yes or no's?
No.
Should we wait for Jordan to pass?
Is that train that Jean-Claude
Yeah,
went through?
it's already over. It's only 10 feet long.
Okay. I want to start with Corey because I'm really interested because, I mean, you did watch it as a kid
I did.
and you probably thought it was way better than you initially thought. It's like me and John Carpenter's Vampires. You're like, as a kid, you're like, this is awesome. And I watched like a year ago and I'm like, this movie sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's start with you. What do you say? Yes or no?
Sure. Yeah, this is Corey Kylo Ren memes. I'm giving this movie a no. It's absolutely not a good movie. It's almost like unwatchable in that it's impossible to follow along with. Imagine like me seeing this as a kid and finishing it being like, yeah, I love that. And then someone right after going, so what was that movie about? I would have been like, like if you had asked me that same thing with Face Off or Con Air, I would have been able to give you an answer even as a child. I cannot tell you to this day what the fuck is going on in this movie, other than, the kid being abducted and JCVD trying to rescue him with the help of Dennis Rodman. This movie is super gimmicky in that it's just trying to team up these two guys, and it fails on so many like filmmaking levels that like it's hard to go through. I want to say like the editing is bad, but it's like, what was the editor given to edit?
Yeah.
Like what did they hand them? Like, can you pull a movie out of what they filmed? Probably not. It's a no, man. It's no good.
Josh
from Goshen, poor editor.
Yeah.
They asked him to make what was once a wife being sad about her husband's death scene
Presumably.
into you're accepted into an art gallery scene. Good luck, editor. Dude, like, let's not throw the editor under the bus. I don't know. I've been toying, like, a lot of times with movies like this, I give a lot of yeses, and I'm like jonesing myself up for how I will give that yes. What possible reasons, proof could I have? And I can't think of any for this. The basketball is cool because we're from Indiana, but it's not enough.
No.
This is probably like a double no.
Ooh.
Because double team.
Double technical.
I don't know. That was double stupid. This is Josh from Goshen. It's soft no, I guess. It's almost so bad it's good. And it's just exactly 90 minutes. So at least give it a watch so you can listen along with this pod with us.
Brett from Pepe's Love Seat. This movie is, I think it's his top 10 worst movies I've spoiled on here.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I think it's so bad it's good. I enjoyed talking about it, but like I was like, cannot wait for the movie to be over. I don't know. Some of it was ridiculous. Like the basketball, Josh is right. We all just erupted. And something I wanted to bring up that Josh said multiple times, which I think tells a lot, is he said, was this like a sequel? Was there like a prequel before? Because they would tell you stuff or not tell you stuff, and you'd be supposed to connect these dots of something like the bad guy who he almost got killed. We're supposed to know who that is? It didn't tell us anything. Anyway, horrendous.
It's like when Stan Lee shows up in a Marvel movie, but if you had no context of who Stan Lee was, like, why am I supposed to care?
Or you're like, I saw him in the last movie. He was on a bus. Why is he on the moon right now?
Yeah.
I'd say it's a pretty hard no, but this pod's been amazing. So
I'm Pappy, recording from my ottoman in the living room. It's hard. No, I think it's pretty close to so bad it's good. I enjoyed watching it on some level. It is probably the most incoherent movie I've seen, like outside of like The Room, and it's like incoherent on like a basic plot level of trying to explain what happens in the story, and like a tone level. Like multiple times, is this a farce with the basketball like thing? Is this like a drama with like the 6-year-old being shot? Is it like a sci-fi spy thriller with this cool like concept of the colony? It's a lot of different ideas smushed into one. Cyberpunk monks not even withstanding. So yeah, it's a hard no, a really bad one, but fun time with the boys.
It's certainly one of those fever dream movies where none of the scenes connect or have any sort of rhyme or reason to them. And yeah, it's totally incoherent. But you could just pick it up at any scene, and that's just with the next thing happening. It's just one scene to the next. You're getting a different movie every 15 minutes. Really bad acting, not great action. JCVD was really nerfed.
Yeah.
He hardly did any cool stuff. And that's kind of the whole reason to watch a JCVD movie, is just have him kicking dudes in the head, which he did not do a whole lot of in this movie. So it's a no if you're going to watch it or introduce it to friends or anything. I would not suggest this movie, but if you're going to be in a room watching it with friends, yeah, it was a fun time. It's truly one of the worst movies I've seen, I think. So and I'm pretty sure a tiger died on set. So I would have to say that brings it down a whole other star, at least. It's a hard no.
If you can't even say the action's good in a Van Damme movie,
yeah, what's the point?
Yeah. This is Stevie recording from a low-hanging swivel chair in Pappy's living room.
You are very low.
I'm very,
It's a
very
low
low.
rider.
Like this is like as low as my microphone goes, and I'm just like having to look up at it. Man, as like the resident JCVD defender for this podcast,
Apologist.
yeah, I would say an apologist is probably the more correct term.
Loyalist.
I can't even call myself a patriot. Like this is one of the worst movies I've spoiled on this podcast, and we've done how many episodes now?
100, 500 plus.
500 plus
Nearly
episodes.
600.
This is gonna be up there with like
540 something.
Pat.
Blues Brothers. Did we even release Blues Brothers?
That was a bad pod, though.
That almost broke the pod in half, and I'm
9 years ago.
9 years ago we decided
Blues
that
Brothers is one of the worst movies, you think?
we've spoiled
2000 or Blues Brothers?
Blues Brothers that we spoiled.
You didn't like the movie Blues Brothers?
No, I like no.
The pod was
The
bad.
pod itself.
Oh, okay, yes.
Pappy invited his coworker on, and it was very awkward.
Is that a lost pod or is
never
that
saw
out
It's
there?
a lost pod.
Yeah, it was. We had to reset and recalibrate after that one.
Redacted.
Spoilers almost died before it got. Before
It really did.
You have no idea.
That was painful. But I enjoyed talking about it with you guys. I enjoy potting it. I look at this movie from someone who's seen, I don't know, probably close to a couple thousand movies in his life. And this is one of the more incoherent films. I just go, other films with less plot make more sense than this movie that had a very, very small plot to begin with. And somehow this movie did it where they took such little plot and made it so overly complicated that it's almost kind of magnificent in that way, where it's literally just a save your son, save your wife story. And they made it so complicated, you go, man, this is actually kind of doing some heavy lifting here just by breaking brains. But this movie's a hard-ass no.
He always surprises me.
This movie's a hard-ass no. This is a movie I'm never going to watch again in my lifetime.
Yeah.
It's not even a movie where you go, you pass it in the living room, you go, I kind of want to watch this. I would just turn it off.
Well, hold on. If the basketball scene's coming
Yeah,
up, you might
I've,
stick around for that. That'd be
as
pretty-
even somebody who's just like a diehard Bulls fan, this almost makes me like look at Dennis Rodman differently.
Maybe he wasn't that good.
I just, he was probably the best part of the whole movie. It's that bad.
Yeah.
Where Dennis Rodman's your best actor.
Yeah.
This movie's that bad.
That's so crazy to say.
I know.
That's fucking insane.
I would not recommend this movie to any of my worst enemies. And if I ever go to hell when I die, I imagine this movie will be on repeat on the screens when I walk around hell. So hard no.
You're like, oh man, it's double team day. I wish it's Pat day.
Every day is double team day.
Jordan Wright in review? Yes. Said yes.
There's no alien, so it's a must. Yeah. Not the innate fear of other beings coming down. So that was the double team spoilers. I'm happy that we're all in the same room.
It's fun.
You guys have anything else to add?
Yeah, I think we got a trivia.
Nice.
Can we take a pee break?
Well, let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah, we can pause.
You have an extended trivia that you've
do.
prepared.
Yeah.
Is it possible that maybe we should save that for a thinner pod? We're already at 2 hours later tonight. We're going to do
Are we going to do another one?
Do a trivia?
I'll do another.
The other double team movie?
No.
The Disney movie?
The basketball?
Can we do like a watching pod, like a live
Like a
watch
quadruple
pod
team?
tonight?
We could do something like that.
I don't know how that's going to work.
Let's do you. I know you. We'll do the trivia for sure. If we
Like
don't
Jaws
do it
3D.
on this episode tonight, are we all
I got to at least go pee too.
Yeah.
pause? Spoiler man name read.
I'm gonna go-
Insert here.
Special thank you to our patrons: Matt Troll, Brother Brian, Druid King, Nick, The Meg, Nurse Stacy, The Wolf, Barky 420, PK, Spencer, Gale, Swole, Cheese Zombie, Sebastian, Dr. Lars, Stone Cold Austin, Nephew Quinn, Best Friend Drew, Shatty Daddy, Jimmy the Cricket, Optimus E. The Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, Derbs. Teddy Ruxpin. If you'd like to request an episode, hear your name read by Spoiler Man, or even just help us make podcasts, please check us out on patreon.com/spoilerspodcast.
2, 1, go.
All right, guys. So now at this time, we are going to go into a special trivia that I made just for this trip. Of course, in Kylo Ren memes fashion, it's going to be a poor man's Jeopardy. So I have a bunch of categories, which Josh is going to reveal. And before I read them off for you guys and the audience at home, I'm going to say that this poor man's Jeopardy has special stakes. So the winner is the winner, and they get to choose a punishment movie that maybe we'll do this weekend, maybe not, maybe it'll be for later. A punishment movie for either the loser or whoever got second place. Their choice.
Ooh, that's good.
So the winner gets to apply the punishment movie for the loser or for possibly
So you don't
second
want to
place.
get last, but
Yeah,
you
you
don't want to
gotta-
get second. You gotta have that in between.
But not too much.
Third place.
There's going to be some strategy involved at the end.
Plan
All
for
right.
I mean, not for me because I'm going to win, but like,
So Josh has the board here, which I'm not sure people can see, but Josh is going to help me with
Already too much control for Josh.
what I normally do, which is keeping track of
Keep
the
an eye on
board
him.
and keeping track of scores. Josh, you're going to have to help me with that.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right, so here are the categories. 1997 movies, 1998 movies, 1999 movies, Y2K movies, 2001 movies, 2002 movies, 2003 movies, 2004 movies, and then my last two categories are different because they're unused trivias from Battlefield Earth.
God.
One of the categories is Battlefield Earth.
oh, cool.
So each correct response is going to contain one of those words. So
Welcome to Earth.
No.
exactly. What is Welcome to Earth, bitch?
Okay.
Yeah. And then the last category is John Travolta characters. This is, of course, characters John Travolta has played in movies. These are all movie related. And in classic Poor Man's Jeopardy fashion, Stevie and Brett, I would never put on a question that I did not know the answer to. Now, guys,
Yeah, Brett.
I don't know exactly what order to go in
He
because.
accused you of cheating, not me. Don't take it out of me.
So, how should we do the order here? I think we should someone should be selected, and then we should move clockwise from that person.
Josh goes first. He hates trivia the most.
Yeah, let Josh go first.
Mikey doesn't like trivia either.
And we're
But they both won lately.
But Josh is more of a hater than Mike.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm pretty
Mikey just
neutral.
doesn't like being on the schneid. I mean, Josh really just hates
Mikey,
trivia.
I'm the
my friend
Sweden.
One time.
Josh, that means you have a little bit of an advantage. Now, I just want to tell you guys, the reason I went up from 1997 all the way to 2004 here is because the last time we all met in person, my trivia questions, I think, were 1990 to 1996 movies.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of continuing along from there. So, Josh, it's up to you. What's going to be your point value and category?
2004 movies for what?
All right, a one-pointer. Is this racist? Sean Wayans and Marlon Wayans went full whiteface in this outrageous comedy.
Where are the white chicks?
They're not here, Josh, but that is correct. So, Josh, you're going to have to...
Can I take the pen and paper?
Absolutely.
Then I can easily.
I hope you guys trust Josh.
No.
Well, I'd rather do that than do it on my phone on notes and be on my phone the whole time.
But you also have to mark off on the board there if you could.
2004.
For one. Josh with a commanding lead so far of 1 point.
I'm going to delete the whole.
Is it clockwise or counter?
Clockwise.
All right. I'll take 1997 movies for 2.
This is the full name of Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Titanic.
Wait, what category was that?
Oh my God.
And point value?
97.
That's first and last.
97 for what?
Two.
Okay.
What is Jack Dawson?
That is correct.
Wow.
Brett has 2.
Okay. Can you go negative?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. If you get the response wrong, you go negative that many points.
What if you just don't say?
Still get
Then you get the points.
Give me Battlefield Earth for 1. Ease into it. It's a long trivia game.
Battlefield Earth for 1. I'm also going to tell you guys with this category that I use battle in one of them, field in another, and earth in another.
The worst time to go is first.
You have a big advantage if you do the third one.
You should have done 3 battles.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come, is a famous quote from this film.
Where is the Field of Dreams?
Iowa.
Out here in the plains of Indiana. That's right, Pappy, that is correct. Very well done. Mikey, you're up next.
Let's do 2002 movies for 1.
2002, right?
Yep.
Daniel Day-Lewis played Bill the Butcher Cutting in this Scorsese film.
What is Gangs of New York?
That is correct. Well done. And good job, guys, on answering in the form of a question that is required for Corey's Poor Man's Jeopardy. I think because I might have made it a little bit easier than I should have. You guys can let me know after we finish up. So far, we haven't gone into any threes.
Yeah.
He looks down on us poor Indiana men.
I know the pressure of Poor Man's Jeopardy. Every time it comes along, I think I'm going to dominate, and I've never won. So,
Rural Man's Jeopardy.
I think everyone's got their answers right?
Yeah.
Oh, let's get a wrong one in there. I love punishment. Let's do 2001 movies for 3.
Oh, my God.
2001 movies for 3 points. I think it's an amazing machine, says Lance in this quote-unquote family film.
This is 2001. For 3 points.
Battlefield Earth.
I think it's an amazing
Not
machine.
anymore.
2001 family film. Quote-unquote family film.
Donatello does Amazing Machine.
Does Amazing Machine? This
Let's stop at the table
He just
talking,
does
buddy.
Machine.
Brett knows. We that much is clear.
Yeah. Like I said, I wanted to miss one anyway. 2001 movies. I don't have the slightest fucking clue.
It's hard.
Yeah. Man. What is The Sixth Sense?
What?
That is incorrect. Brett, what's the answer?
Fast and the Furious.
What is The Fast and the Furious? Quote-unquote family film.
I see what you're saying.
What guy?
Who is
He was
Lance?
Lance.
Family.
Who the hell is Lance?
That's the main character. That's
No, Lance is
see.
Johnny Tran's cousin.
Oh, geez. I was wrong. I don't know why I thought Lance was.
I think it's
That's
a
what I was thinking the
His
whole
name's
time, but
Lance
I
in
was like, I don't know
Varsity
who Lance is.
What's his name?
Paul Walker?
Paul Walker. That's what threw me off.
2004 for 2.
Ooh.
All right, to Josh, 2004 movies for 2 points. In the movie Catwoman, Halle Berry's character has a flirty basketball game with Tom Lone, played by this actor, Meow.
I like the flavor text.
We watched this together like 2 years ago.
We did.
I don't remember this guy's name. He's a
I'm blanking.
detective. He's like a very handsome detective man.
Oh, he's the
So
best
far,
looking
so
man
good.
in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of his name, but I love that scene. Another classic in the spoilers basketball thread of podcasts.
We
but
really got to update that.
I don't know his name. Handsome detective man.
You're not Carnell.
Question.
Who is handsome detective man?
Benjamin Bratt.
Oh, Brett would have had this one. Who is Benjamin Bratt? That is the correct response I'm looking for.
Bretcherman Brad.
Oh man.
One thing I like about Poor Man's is like, there's like 7 questions I'll know, and the 8th I pick, I have no idea.
I know it's brutal.
Go big, Brett. Go for 3.
I am gonna.
Yeah. And don't get it right.
I'll do. Oh man, I'll do Y2K for 3.
Y2K movies for 3. This actor plays Toad in the 2000 X-Men film?
He's the same guy who did the Phantom Menace. I don't know his name.
Cowabunga, dude. Toad.
He's a friggin' extra. He doesn't even speak. His voice, his words are dubbed. This is bullcrap.
That is incorrect. He does speak.
question.
That's minus 3 points.
What? Question.
He speaks in that movie. He has lines.
Dubbed?
I don't think so.
Dubbed in
Phantom
Menace.
Menace. Yeah.
who is Bishop? And
Who's Bishop? That's just a different X-Men character. It's not even an actor.
it's not in the movie.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. It is not Bishop.
Initials.
Save you guys some time. It's Billy Bob Thornton.
Who is Ray Park?
He's like a stunt man.
Would any of you guys got that one?
No, sir.
Of course, I get the.
I know, it's
I
the
wouldn't
same. It's
The 3-pointer, guys.
I know the name because I know
I'm sticking
who it is.
with my category. Field Earth Battle for 2.
I did everything you asked me for.
Pappy's using big brain energy right now by choosing one that has got to have a word in the response that you'll know.
Multiple choice.
So you're going with 2 points, right?
Correct.
This sci-fi action film features characters named Katai Rage and Cypher Rage and was directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
I can't win.
Was
Jeez.
it directed by M. Night Shyamalan? When is After Earth?
Holy shit, he pulled it together. That is
I've
correct.
heard that's a bad movie.
I thought you were
not
not
great.
going to get that.
I couldn't get Battle out of my head for a long time. And I thought, remember Earth. Where do you live?
Goshen.
The center of the universe.
What is after Goshen?
I'll do 2003 movies for 2.
2003 movies for 2. This Korean film is famous for its uninterrupted, one-shot fight sequence that goes on for nearly 3 minutes without a cut.
Who is the Raid?
That is incorrect. Stevie, what's the response?
Who is Old Boy?
That's right. It's Old Boy.
I thought you were going to say The Raid 2.
That's a family film.
yeah, I was to say there's some pretty taboo stuff in that movie, isn't
Good
it?
first date
A little bit of
movie.
incest, nothing terrible.
Is the remake any good?
No, it's awful. It shouldn't have been made.
That's Spike Lee, right?
Was it score up? Or no?
What's his name?
After
No
Stevie.
Country. Let's see here.
After Stevie, we'll do a score update.
Let's make it -6. Let's go 1998 films for 3.
1998 movies for 3. Sorry. I'm sorry, man.
I'm not gonna. I said I like punishing.
Stevie knows a lot of crap, though, so.
This is true. This is the 4th and final entry in the legendary Three Ninjas film franchise.
Fuck.
Of course, Corey would have known this one.
It's a 3-pointer.
I didn't even know there were 4. So I'm gonna say this is why I laugh. Who is the 3 ninjas? Fight Back.
That is close but incorrect.
Oh.
The second Three Ninjas movie, which was actually released third, is Three Ninjas Kickback. But this movie is called Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Jesus Christ.
It's got Hulk Hogan in it, right?
Yeah.
You were close.
It's close.
Now, Josh, would you be so kind as to give the listeners a score update?
2 rounds.
I would. Josh from Goshen here. I'm at -1. Brett's at -1. Mikey's at -1. Stevie's at -6.
Let's go.
Pappy killing it with 3 full
I
points.
had to go 9er just to beat Pap. That's gonna be hard.
Well, you got a lot of questions.
A lot of questions left.
And I
Corey's
noticed
like, I would get these right. What color of underwear did I have in 6th grade?
what is the full name of the Three Ninjas' grandfather?
Yeah.
Mori Tanaka or Mori Shintaro if you go off the sequels.
2003 Kylo for 1.
No one's touching John Travolta, I noticed. 2003 for 1 point, Josh.
John Travolta.
You're my boy, Blue. exclaims Will Ferrell's character in this film?
When is old school?
That is correct.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Puts me back at even.
Dumpster.
Let's go.
I got out.
I don't know how that question could
Is it good for
possibly
you, man?
yield the answer about Blue saying you're my boy.
Oh, man.
is old
John Travolta characters for 2.
I like it.
Real quick, would anyone else have gotten that?
Which
Yeah.
Which one?
The old school?
I said, well, yeah.
You guys would have all
That's
gotten
a
that?
very highly quotable movie for me.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
was like peak college. So, yeah.
John Travolta for how many?
2.
All right, John Travolta characters for 2. In this 1997 film, Travolta plays Sean Archer, who is chasing down a criminal named Castor Troy. Or is it the other way around?
Oh, my God. What is Face Off?
That is correct.
Give me 2001 movies for 1.
2001 movies for 1. He was the lead actor in Tim Burton's remake of Planet of the Apes.
Oh no. No.
It's got to be Glenn Powell. So hot right now.
It's pretty young.
Who is Mark Wahlberg?
Pray up.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Damn. How does it Paul Giamatti?
My brain freezes, dude. He was
one of them.
He was in
That
that.
was him. It was Tim Roth.
Big
Paul
guy.
Giamatti, Michael Duncan Clark.
There we go. Clark Duncan.
Yeah.
Helena Bonham
in peace.
Carter.
I'll do Y2K for 2.
Did he fuck the ape?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. That's weird.
Something going on there, yeah.
Yeah, there's something weird going on.
He did kiss her in that movie.
Old
right, but-
boy?
He kisses her in the original, too. And she just says he's so cheaty. He's so ugly.
I don't remember that. All right, Y2K movies for 2. In Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, John Goodman plays the sneaky Cyclops who goes by this name.
We're not got this. Yeah.
It's a 1-pointer.
For Pappy. Well, I knew Pappy was in the game, so that's a factor I got to consider.
Man Good John. Who is Man Good John? Isn't it an allegory for like the Odyssey? So yeah, I don't know any characters from that though.
I was gonna say Big Daddy.
Clyde?
Close. Big Dan.
That's right.
Big Dan Connor from Where Is
It's
It Coming?
Big Dan Teague. I would have accepted Big Dan to court, but that's fine. Stevie?
Can't wait for Christopher Nolan's remake.
Man,
What you gonna do here?
I'm trying to like screw the first placers out of like getting more
Same.
points or any giant leads. So let's do this. Let's say
Keep swinging.
is Y2K for 3 available?
This is Pappy's category, by
No.
the way. Remember this
not.
field battler?
What was the first
know.
one?
Can't.
The battle?
But the
Feel-
thing is like the one I would do, it would just be it ain't gonna
No
go
dreams.
right. Like it's just not the battle part. It's just not gonna work.
Yeah, that's what's left.
I know, and I just don't want to go down that road. So let's say, about 99 movies for 3. Let's get back in the game here.
All right, 1999 movies for 3. I think this is more up your alley. Years before the release of Shrek, Smash Mouth released the music video to All Star, which features scenes from this superhero movie.
Ooh.
Was that 99?
Yeah?
I'm afraid to even answer because I feel like I'm gonna miss it.
Rest in peace.
Well, I don't know if he's in peace. Maybe he's resting. He did a lot at the end there. Let's say there was a lot there. Man. So I remember they did like Beavis and Butthead for Walking on the Sun. And I remember
That's fun.
Rat Racer was probably around 2001, so it's not that. I'm gonna say, who are the Mystery Men?
That is correct.
There we go. Nice.
Mystery Men. If you watch,
With Ben Stiller?
yeah,
That
if you
movie's
watch the
funny.
All Star
I haven't
music
seen that in a
video,
long time.
you'll see scenes from Ben Stiller's Mystery Men.
Never seen it.
That's impressive.
It's pretty funny.
See, I know shit.
Yeah.
I'm smart.
I'm smart.
Not like everyone says. Not dumb.
Y2K for 1.
kid brother, Mikey.
All right, Josh is going with a 1-pointer Y2K movies.
Boring.
The title of this parody movie was also the original title of Kevin Williamson's script for the movie Scream.
Come on.
How is a scary movie?
Very good, John.
Yay! Back to 1.
What is scary movie?
Josh trying to get that second place spot.
I will take 2002 movies for 2.
2002 movies for 2, Brett.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Davis was tasked with creating the music for this gothic film, which is maybe a sequel to Interview with the Vampire.
By the way, I brought that up. How you brought that up? And Brittany's like, "Oh my god, that was my jam. That was her soundtrack."
I still hear that a lot.
What is Queen of the Damned?
That is correct.
Aaliyah?
Yeah, Aaliyah was in Queen of the Damned. We did a podcast on Big Dumb Movie, and I often get people writing in complimenting the soundtrack. It's very well remembered for millennials our age. Super new metal.
Go.
Deftones.
I liked her song with the baby.
Bizkit?
Me too. Yeah.
I think it was Seven Dust, maybe.
No, it was like Disturbed, Chester Bennington from Linkin Park.
Peace.
Deftones was in there.
We're getting a death corner after all.
Yeah, we really are.
It's just live
A lot
action,
of these
Brett.
people are dead, guys.
John Travolta for 1.
Oh my god.
Man, these categories are so old. This Battlefield Earth and John Travolta characters. These were my extra categories, the bonus categories for the Battlefield Earth trivia. Okay, so for 1, Travolta played an angel by this name, which is also the name of the film.
Battle.
It's
What
Carl.
is Phenomenon?
Nope.
No.
Good movie.
That is
He's
incorrect.
next to you.
Michael.
Michael.
When he fights, he goes, battle.
I'll never forget the way that John Travolta said pie in that movie. I remember being young, wanting to throw up. But it was the way he pronounced it had like really emphasis on the P.
It's like, pie.
This sucks. As a kid, I knew this is awful. I saw it in Linway. I was horrified.
Oh my god, it's pie.
I saw that movie in theaters too. Yeah. So much cringe in that movie.
So even as a child, I knew this ain't right.
Something's wrong with it.
Dog's not gonna hunt.
I'll do 2001 movies for 2. Never forget.
2001 movies for 2. This actress plays Elizabeth Darko in the movie Donnie Darko.
Who is Maggie Gyllenhaal?
There you go.
That is correct. Well done. So a lot of the movies I try to implement in Poor Man's, by the way, are movies that we've done on spoilers. So like they're not completely unknown. I know that Three Ninjas.
When are we gonna do S Darko?
I have seen. Wow.
What a
Deep
film.
cuts.
Never. I don't know. That could be our commentary later, to be honest.
Who is that?
Who did play?
The sister. The girl who plays the Ring girl and...
Yeah, the little sister in Donnie Darko, it's her movie, and like she has a Frank for some
I
reason.
forgot there was a
The
little.
girl who
sister.
plays the Ringu girl and something else.
She's got her own little Frank.
I want to say this on the podcast and to you guys. You know the mom from Donnie Darko? Her name is
As she smokes, kind of hot.
the actress. She's from Battlestar Galactica. Mary.
You're like the only one who watches that, probably.
No, I saw it all.
What is her name? It's Mary.
McDonald?
Yeah, Mary McDowell.
She from Dancing with Wolves?
Steenbergen?
Yes.
Okay. It's her name something like that. I get her mixed up with Mary McDonald.
What about her, man?
McConnell or something?
Yeah.
I want to get her name right, at least for the story. Mary McDonnell. Okay, so I went to the Battlestar convention. I met her, took a picture with her, and you only get a few seconds with these people to like say your piece to them. Like if you have like a fan thing you want to say. So what I said to her was, I just wanted to tell you one thing before I have to go. I never once doubted your commitment to Sparkle Motion. That's what I said to her.
What'd she say?
She was like literally dancing as I was saying that because they have like music for the photo ops playing, and she's like, me neither, and see why? And then she like did a little dance or something like that.
Very nice.
Jeez, that's awesome.
But you're wrong because she didn't give a shit about Sparkle Motion in that movie.
I just think it's funny how that was one of the well-remembered lines from that movie. It's like, Frances or whatever her name is. She says, sometimes I doubt your commitment to Sparkle Motion. Anyway, just wanted to share that.
PNG again.
Let's go for some more pain here. Let's go for 2004 movies for 3.
Swinging for the fences.
I have to.
2004 movies for 3. I wrote this and I was like, is this an unfair one to write?
Oh, Jesus. I'm really good at picking them today.
Oh, boy.
I'm really on fire today, boys.
Because this is kind of like a Brett. Like, this is how Brett would make a question. Sorry, no offense.
Sounds like it's going to be offensive.
These are the 3 lead actors in the film without a paddle.
Oh.
I know at least 2 of them.
Dax Shepard, Seth Green, Matthew Lillard. Who are Dax Shepard, Seth Green, and Matthew Lillard?
That is correct.
That's good. That's really impressive.
Now,
It hit me all of a sudden at the end. I was like, oh, who are?
I couldn't remember Matthew Lillard. But
Same.
while Josh calculates, do you guys think it's unfair to have a question or a prompt like that has 3
I think
responses?
it was doable.
I think saying 3 helps too.
Yeah.
If it's
You could always maybe do it as you get 1 point per each.
3-pointer.
3
All
points
bets
fair?
are kind of off.
All right, Josh, what's the score update, my friend?
Yeah, Stevie just climbed back into things. He's at 0, guys. Let's go. How did he do it?
What a legend.
Mikey, you're at -1, which is last for now. I'm at 1 point, and Brett and Peppy are at 3. So we're all kind of stacked.
We're
in
all
there.
kind of in there.
Yeah. How many rounds are there? 5 exactly?
2 more.
3 in? Yep.
2 more rounds each.
2 more rounds.
6 questions each.
Josh,
Five questions each.
He picks the pen back up.
5 each.
99 for 1. I'm going to stay on this train.
Okay.
Honestly, I just hate getting things wrong. So I don't really.
10 categories, 3 each. That's 30. There's 5 of us playing, right? 6. Jeez.
1999 for 1.
5. He's not playing.
Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman star in this Stanley Kubrick film.
I missed the beginning of your question because Brett was complaining about something.
God, Josh.
Nicole Kidman is in a Stanley Kubrick film. I think I know which one it is.
Let's let Brett speak his piece.
Yeah, is there?
Brett, do you have something to say? You know, Brett is armed.
You know what? You're right. That was actually our 4th round. I wrote 3rd, so we have 2 rounds to go. That'll be our 5th and
So
6th
you gave him
round.
shit and he was right.
I forgive you, Josh, and I'm sorry I talked during the question.
No, it's okay.
It's terrible.
Maybe 6 rounds each?
I don't care.
I'm done. Not 6 rounds.
He throws the pen down again. Picks it back up.
I think I know what it is.
He's stalling.
Tom Cruise.
Tom
Nicole
Cruise
Kidman.
and Nicole Kidman star.
Where are the eyes wide shut?
That is correct. Eyes wide shut.
I was actually drawing a blank on that one. I'm glad I didn't get that one.
Seen that movie, Josh?
I've not.
I think you'd like it.
I
want to watch
as
it.
like an
I haven't
adult.
seen it.
My dad wouldn't let me see it.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Because it was marketed as like a weird soft porn.
Like a swingers movie
The Christmas movie.
It does have one of my favorite intros of all time, though.
with a lot of nudity.
No, Tom Cruise is walking.
Naked?
He's on a treadmill
Not
with
interested.
a moving screen in the back.
Listen to Staying Alive.
The pot is making you aggressive, Josh.
Yeah.
All right. No, I make him
Tom
aggressive.
Cruise does that to Nicole Kidman in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. So Josh now has 3 points. So we're tied, or did I one her? I will take 1999 movies for 2.
1999 movies for 2. This is the species of Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Yusa no thinking Yusa greater than them.
Misa think, what is Gungan?
That is correct.
Gungans.
Did he pronounce that correct, though?
The Gungans.
Can you
I back.
Give him the points just for that.
how rude.
People don't say Gungan at some point.
It's Gungan. Yeah, that's right. And then George
Gungan.
Lucas referred to them as Goongas sometimes.
Goongas.
There we go.
Yeah. You know, play to win. I'm going to go Battlefield Earth for 3. I know it has the word battle in it.
That might have been too strong of a hint now that I think about it.
Yeah.
You gave a lot away.
But
This
you
movie's
guys,
just called Battle. This 1917 obscure movie.
this John Travolta film was once reviewed. No, I'm just. All right.
Oh, Jesus
Where
Christ.
is?
I can't make the response the category name. That would be unfair. All right.
Be pretty cool.
This is the 5th film in its franchise. It's a sci-fi film released in 1973, and the lead character's name is Caesar. Now, you do have to word this title correctly.
No more table talk.
What is Battle for the Planet of the Apes?
That is correct.
No, it's Battle for the Planet of the Planet of the Planet of the Apes.
Of the Playmate. Well done, Pappy.
Is that the one where
Ran that
Are they on
category.
the ground in that
Additional
one?
to applaud.
No, I think that's
runs
Beneath the
category.
Planet of the
Beneath the
Apes.
Planet of the Apes.
Those movies got freaking ridiculous.
They got out there.
Yeah.
It's like Cat in the Hat pulled ahead. Dylan's really pumped about it.
Dylan.
It's a good movie.
That is like
Such
such a
anybody says. Good movie.
Dylan generation. Okay, Mikey.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do 02 movies for 3 there.
Oh.
Everyone's swinging big.
2002 movies for 3. Director of Resident Evil, starring Mia Jovovich.
You want the director's name then?
Correct.
Who is Paul Thomas Anderson?
That is incorrect. Someone want to help him out?
Is it Guillermo?
Isn't it Paul W. Anderson?
Paul W. Anderson?
Paul W.S.
Damn.
If you said
I literally just watched Resident Evil like this week, so I should have gotten that. It only says Paul Anderson on
I think should we
Resident
review
Evil
that?
No.
Paul Though. Anderson is pretty
it's
distinct.
PTA,
Yeah,
man.
Oh, you said
Yeah.
Thomas? Oh.
Yeah.
They said Paul Anderson.
I would have nudged you a little bit if you said Paul Anderson, but
You could have said which one.
PTA is a
Would you have
total-
accepted W. Anderson or you'd have had WS?
I would have accepted W. As long as there's a distinction from the other one, yeah.
What if he would have said, I just watched this and it just says Paul Anderson, so fuck
I heard a
off.
rumor that they both make the same amount of quality of movies.
You're not far off.
Well, you only like 2 of PTA, right?
Yeah.
You only like 2?
He only liked 1
What
for a
about
long
anger
time.
management? You don't like anger management?
It's a frustrating movie to watch.
What's it
PTA
called?
did
No,
that?
no, no.
Punch, I mean,
Punch Drunk.
Yeah, Punch Drunk
Oh,
Love.
I was going to
Yeah, yeah.
say. Who did
know
do
what I mean.
anger management?
You know what? You knew what I meant. You don't like Punch Drunk Love?
Fairly Brothers?
Right.
Oh, it could be Judd Apatow.
Should I shout not to anger management?
Do you like Punch Drunk?
It's all right.
Though?
He's talking about like what I think are movies that are really, really good.
I want to do.
I think Boogie Nights is a really, really good movie, and I think There Will Be Blood is like an all-timer type movie.
Have
Maybe
you seen
Future's
Mystic
Blood?
Pieces?
I want to do.
I don't want
isn't
to.
the divisive?
It
Isn't
just sounds like he's
Magnolia
jerking
really
off for 2
divisive?
hours.
Yeah.
It's got like a mind.
Which is like every PTA movie. He's just jerking off. Some he can get away with, some he can't.
Is it the frogs you don't like?
I like licorice pizza.
Does it come down to frogs?
All right, this is
Oh,
it.
like
The fact that it's 3 hours long.
Final battle,
Mystic Pizza.
final score.
No, Stevie has to go.
Oh, he hasn't
Go?
gone.
I gotta go. Let's do what is that? 03 movies for 3.
That is available.
Yeah, let's get in this game. Let's try.
2003 movies for 3. I think this is one you might know. Let's see. All right. Sadly, this was Sean Connery's final live-action film performance.
You say sadly. Okay. This
Ooh,
I remember
because
he was
Transformers, he's the voice.
I mean, he
I
probably
am
Right?
excluding voice roles.
Something like that. Yeah.
Autobots roll.
he should have died on the set of Lord of the Rings. What an experience that would have been when if he accepted the role of Gandalf. How amazing that would have been. I don't think it's Entrapment because I think that came out in 01 or 2000. I just remember Catherine Zeta-Jones, or was it Catherine Zeta-Jones? I remember her ass under lasers.
Dips beneath lasers.
I was like, this is something, boys.
This is cinema.
This is what I came for. I think
It came too.
I think this is almost like a trick question. I think it's who are the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
That's what I was gonna say.
That is correct.
There we go.
Wow.
I was like gonna be afraid it was like some animated voice where he talked for like 2 seconds.
That's
Pappy.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, of course, the Alan Moore
course.
comic adaptation. Horrible piece of shit movie.
It sent comic book movies back for a long time.
It was not
People did not
helpful.
want to keep making them.
Mikey, -4. Josh, 2. Brett, 5. Pappy, 6. I skipped Stevie for some reason. You're at 3. So you're 3 behind the winner, 2 behind second place. I'm up 98 movies. For 2. 98 movies for 2.
Ooh. The last 2 on the board.
1998 movies for 2. This actor was in over 100 episodes of Law & Order SVU. He also voiced Shang, the love interest of Mulan, in Mulan?
It's a lot of SVU.
Did he really? He's an SVU.
It's in like 140 episodes.
Is he really?
These crimes are considered.
Especially heinous.
140 times.
I don't know.
Let's get
Who is the guy who played Zach Morris? I don't know.
I think I know his name.
Wasn't he in one of those Law and Order? I have no idea.
This is a tough question
Franklin
for a
and Bash.
two-pointer.
Yeah, he was in the Lawyer Show.
Is it B.D. Wong?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Wow, Stevie.
It is B.D. Wong.
Wow.
You're talking about Dr. Henry Wu from Jurassic
Best
Park.
Park.
I was at Donny Osmond.
That puts me at
yeah,
0.
That's where my brain
Talking about
went.
the bad guy from The Substitute 2,
Final score is
which
0.
is a guilty pleasure of mine, the Substitute series, which is bad.
That one I don't know.
Brett.
Tom Berenger, Treat Williams, 4 of them.
What's the score right now?
I have 0. Brett has 3.
What do I have?
No, I don't.
6.
I have 5.
Oh, you have 5. Sorry.
I have 6. I'm up 1.
I gotta go.
Go for 3. You
Oh, I know. I'm gonna just.
Risk it to get the biscuit.
I know Travolta decently well, but I don't know if he's gonna ask me to name a character.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
God.
I would be such a troll in this question too.
I'll go 97 for 3. That's diabolical.
What just happened?
He's laughing like a freak.
97 for 3.
What's so funny?
Everything about Brett.
1997 for 3.
So evil. A laugh.
This comic book movie starred Tommy Lee Jones, among others, and had a hit music video tie-in.
What is. Oh, wait. That's a comic book movie? What is Men in Black?
Brett wins.
That is correct.
I was gonna say Batman Forever,
That would be 1995.
and I thought that was a little wrong.
How many points does Brett have?
I don't
certainly,
win.
certainly not over.
He can either tie me with a 1
I can tie him with a 1?
or beat me with a.
No.
I thought you can tell you with a 3.
Oh, sorry. He can beat me with a 3.
So
That's right.
All right, well then Travolta for 3. Play to win.
Oh no, that means if I lose, I'm in second place.
You play to win the game.
Travolta characters for 3 points. The last name of Travolta's character, Danny, in the 1978 film Grease.
What is
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Zuko?
Yeah, that's right.
That is correct.
This is easy as Men in Black. But
Job.
Mikey.
there's still intrigue, right? For last?
No.
Mikey, pick a category though. I want to know what the question is.
What is that? 97? I'll do that one.
Okay.
What's the point value left?
1.
1.
Jim Carrey plays lawyer Fletcher Reed in this comedy.
What is Liar Liar?
That is correct.
Man, I was almost.
I'll take
your bra.
98.
The claw.
That's 1 for Mikey.
Got it.
So what's left for 98? Just the 1-pointer?
1 pointer.
Pulling up his list, huh?
No, you know it.
That's a lot of fish, says Matthew Broderick's character in this monster movie reimagining.
What is Gojira?
We really missed
Gojira.
Stevie on that episode because that was. You had like a bunch of insider stuff that we didn't know,
Yeah.
and you were going to be on. That was such a good pod because that movie was.
Say it more like he does.
Gojira?
No, that's a lot of fish.
That's a lot of fish.
Worse.
Worse. Direct me.
Bring it. Yeah. I don't know.
So
When you said Matthew Broderick, or I was like, is this an Inspector Gadget like clue? And I was like, oh yeah, it's got to be that.
So while he's
You
thinking,
got that
should I
correct.
talk about what I said before I came?
Well, Josh, maybe you can tell us what the total
Yeah.
point values are
Something right
first.
now, anyway.
Yeah. Mikey's in last with -3. I'm in second to last with 0. Stevie third with 4 points.
I came back.
You did. You had a huge character arc in there.
Yeah.
Brett, second place with 8. So clutch.
I picked the wrong clue with that Mega Mountain one. That's all I have.
I can't believe I got Ray Park. That's really hard.
Ray Park.
And Pappy.
I know it's easy for you.
Pappy at the top with 9, and I just got to say,
Impressive.
that's a lot of fish.
That's really impressive.
Dominating run by Pappy.
Yeah.
Would
That was impressive.
would anyone else here have gotten the Ray Park question?
No.
No.
I know that name,
I do too.
but
looked
yeah,
him up.
I just know that he's a stuntman.
No, Josh?
Oh, he plays Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that I do remember that, but no, I wouldn't have pulled that out.
That's tough.
Because he invented his, like, a whole thing of martial arts
With a
just
double-bladed-
based around having
it
a
called,
double
like,
blade.
Park Sundo. Just
Like
kidding.
Park Q-Do or something like
Is
that.
it?
I don't know.
Kudo.
What other ones were in here might have been unfair?
What's the Steven Seagal martial art called?
Oh, the old lady one.
Aikido.
Aikido.
Is that more real than Park Sudo?
Park Studio is more real than Aikido.
I don't know.
I mean,
I literally
Aikido can be effective against very certain people. It's literally like just using your body weight.
Like what kind of people?
Like drunk people.
Extras,
Like,
red shirts.
He's at least he's
Red
legit
shirts.
in that martial art. But it's not something they literally like.
Steven
don't throw
Seagal
punches.
employees are very susceptible to it.
Yeah, right. People he
they really
pays.
think it's tossed, man. I don't know how he does it, but they're like flying. It doesn't look like he's putting much energy into it, but like they're like moving. I don't know how he does it. He's really good at that martial art.
It's like that martial art where you just stand there and people get blown away. You
Where
see
they do
those
like that
videos?
wave
Dude,
thing, and
that's
they're like, "Ah!"
and then those people will go against legit people and be like, "What's your end game? You know this."
Have you guys seen those clips of like Skull movies in the past 4 years where like he literally can't move?
He won't even get up.
So he's in a chair and he's like
Yeah.
punching people in like the thighs and
ridiculous.
tummies. It's amazing.
That's awesome.
What a legend.
Did we get it?
As an actor.
Yeah.
So, Pappy, you get to choose a punishment movie for the man to your left or the man to your right.
Yeah. Gooned all over both of them tonight. Pretty impressive performance. I knew what I was gonna pick, but I think Mikey would actually like this more. And I don't. This is not gonna be a super mean one. I'm not gonna do 100 Days of Sodom, but I feel like Mikey, we should talk about Matrix Reloaded.
Oh,
I think you'd be a good guy to
okay.
lead that discussion.
I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah, we
Totally
we should
fine.
do the whole franchise at some point. So let's carry on.
Is it a punishment movie?
It is,
We'll
dude.
see.
That-
Is it?
yeah.
We'll see. It's up to Mikey to say.
It's a punishment for all of us, really. I mean,
And it's one I would want a podcast on too.
Yeah.
So I want to do that movie. I think it'll be fun. I want to play the video.
Did I do the first one?
I think Josh
Oh.
did
I did.
a long time ago.
Yep. Handing the baton off. I like it.
I just remember Powerade, like hyping the shit out of that movie.
The video
I
game
saw
was
a midnight
so
showing
fun.
of it. I was
I'm
super
sorry,
pumped.
Matrix Reloaded, the video game was.
It was
dope.
amazing. That was such a good.
Is that the one that you had? What's the Asian guy's name? Who?
You played as
Yeah,
him
the bodyguard,
or
you
the
Plays
girl.
him or the
Yeah.
girl. What's her name?
My game crashed when you get to the plane hangar like every time.
Because if you didn't shoot, no one told you to shoot the tire.
It's either
You didn't shoot the tire, you shot above it. You tried shooting the tire 100 times, and you're like, oh, I'll miss. Oh, it worked.
It's either
Bugging that
Niobe or
game.
Nairobi, right?
Yeah. Bugging that game.
All right. So before this game happened, I said we got a bunch of punishment movies, and
Yeah.
you said we only have one. It's Mafia. I said it's not true.
Okay, what do we have?
So remember, very famously, my punishment movie for Jordan was stolen from me, which is fine because I heard it was
fine.
a great episode.
We did it. It's done. Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah.
So I talked to you, and then we went to you next, and you agreed you were going to do the sequel, the very much maligned sequel to Purple Rain,
All right, I'll do that.
called
Under the
Graffiti Bridge.
Okay, Graffiti Bridge. Yeah, I'll do that.
And then
You're taking
last
Jordan's
time-
sin upon yourself? What's
I kinda
happening
like-
here?
he's not even in it anymore, and he got second to last, so he didn't have to. I mean, but I demand retribution.
Okay. What else is on there?
So I'm joking.
It's like a
so
tax
last time we
collector
met in
of
Michigan,
punishment movies.
we did Poor Man's Jeopardy, and we did it for a punishment movie. And I won, and Stevie got last.
What'd you pick?
I never really. I was gonna give you a choice.
That's not Stevie's fault then. What are the choices?
We never really. It aired
Matrix,
14 months later. I mean,
Matrix Reloaded?
I'm gonna let you choose. You can either choose
Co-host?
the movie Dark Crimes by Jim Carrey, which was considered one of the worst movies of all
You made a
time, or Gotti, John Travolta,
Whoa.
God, he sounds.
From what I hear, he was at least good in
He
it.
wasn't. I've
No.
seen it. He wasn't. I promise you.
Oh my God, we got to get that guy.
The movie starts off with like him literally talking about like, this is how I became a legend. And you're like, oh God, it's one of these.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That was, and it was like Oscar bait, right, too? Like, they thought it was going to do well.
He might have thought.
Yeah.
Like, you watch it and you're like, oh, like this is just.
Go ahead and look up the other one. It's called Dark Crimes.
Is this?
It was-
he
Talk in the
black
mic,
hoodie?
Stevie. Lean forward.
No, he's got the beard. It's just, he plays like a detective or something.
I think when we get back into it, it's time to. It's the season of punishment movies.
I
Love
like
it.
that. Yeah.
I love it. We got to get him.
We'll
knock him
run
out.
through. Yeah, some
I'm
punishment.
excited to see Mafia because I watched that when it came out, but I don't remember it like at all.
Yeah, because like she gave birth and wouldn't know who her own son is. Let's see, it's one of my favorite lines in the whole movie. Oh, sorry, yeah. There's that great line in you'll just have to watch it. Have you ever seen it? Mafia?
That's
when
a pretty
it
good
came
one.
out, yeah.
The introduction of all like the gangsters, Stevie, is a pretty funny scene.
It is. I like Mafia.
Dude, when he plays the turntable,
I like
cracks me up.
I even love the movie Corky Romano. It's just that shit like that. Just Lane
You do.
Tunes
You
it.
know,
I love Corky Romano.
You know, I should buy a boat. Yeah.
Christian, get over here. Actually, it's Pisson.
I bought that
let's see.
movie, and I think that movie's hilarious, but so dumb.
Man, there's a lot of nobodies in Dark Crimes. I haven't heard of 8 of these. 9,
Is
12,
Prince?
13, 14.
It's a Purple Rain sequel.
Yeah.
It's like a quasi.
It's quasi. It's got
Morris
like
Day
Morris
in
Day.
it.
It's,
Wait, the graffiti one.
yeah.
Graffiti
he wrote
Bridge.
and directed
Yeah.
it again. It bombed.
It's just
Okay, is that our Dark Crimes? What's the other one?
Gotti.
Gotti.
You know.
I can think some more if you want. Again,
No, it's fine. Let's see.
The season of punishment.
Summer of Pain.
This is pain.
SummerSlam.
It's only an hour 52. Ooh, that's not bad.
You got
I
a first
thought the
confession
Jim
when you
Carrey
turn
one was
9.
hour
You
20.
got to
Got
cleanse
Stacey
our
Keach in
sins.
it. Love him. He's third bill too. I'm gonna go with Gotti.
All right, good choice.
Yeah, I think I could sit through.
I do like Martin Sokus or whatever. He's in He's Equalizer 2. He's the. Wait, no, Equalizer 1. You seen Equalizers?
Mhm.
He's the guy who comes to clean up the mess. I like him as an actor a lot. He's Celeborn in Lord of the Rings. He gets pimp smacked basically by Galadriel's wife.
Oh.
He
Yeah.
was just Celeborn, wasn't he?
Is he?
Celebrimbor was the guy who made the rings.
All right, someone wrangle this shit to the
Sorry,
ground.
fine.
Jesus.
Sorry, my bad. I forgot, friends.
All right, we have wrapped up this long episode. I think it is only right that the winner of trivia toss it out to Spoiler Man and give us a hot take.
No, nothing bad, nothing negative. Just pumped for that Kylo came out and for 9 years of spoilers. That's pretty nuts. No one thought we'd make it a year. No one thought we'd make it through 1 Matrix movie or 2. Maybe we won't make it to 3. We'll see. But that
Certainly
was,
not 4, not the 4th one.
That was spoilers.
Thanks for coming out, Kylo.
That was Spoilers.